We are live, if I remember how streaming works. Welcome, everybody. This is week 8 of the Six Sigma Sim Racing Leagues 2023 Spring Road League. We are at our season finale here at Red Bull Ring. I am joined ever so awesomely by my co-host and good friend, Mr. Will. Will, how you doing today?
Yes, I am here today.
That is fantastic news. We love to hear it.
Right.
So, it's the last week. I missed last week. I was out being preoccupied by unconsciousness. Um so what did I miss last week? Tell me about that, Will.
Well, there were cars, there was a track, there was some tires, and some all-around good racing.
Awesome. We'd love to hear that. That was a very yeah,
Very concise. Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I liked it.
I'm very good at what I
Good
can do.
details. I
So,
heard there was a really
yeah,
fun stream involved too. I'm excited. I still need to go back and watch that.
yeah. You're gonna need to take some pointers from Kerry. I'm telling you because he is amazing. Oh, by the way, he said we're at Rhode Island tonight.
Rhode
Just
Island.
saying.
That's where
Yep.
it is. All right. So so I think the first letter is correct. Red Bull Ring. Um, so that's a thing. For our week 8 finale, not a bad track to end it all. Or end the season, I should say. We've got the normal race notes, no changes from last week or any week. In particular, we've got a 68-degree day out there, and that's in freedom units for all those who are wondering. That's what the F stands for. It's freedom. Um, 53-degree humidity, partly cloudy with a nice little 9-mile-an-hour wind.
Hey, Freedom Units, are
Yeah.
you showing an overlay? Because I'm not seeing an overlay.
Oh, uh-oh. Oh, I am. Hmm. Ah. Well, let's see if reload works.
It might be on OBS. It might be hidden or something on OBS, but just saying.
Nope, don't think so. Try the race one. Does it see? No, it doesn't. Okay. Nope. Got no overlay. That's cool. All right. Would that be a relaunch of the live timing, I guess?
Do you see the overlay on your screen?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, then it's not live timing. It's something between SDK and OBS.
Hmm.
So go to your OBS source and make sure that it is looking in the right place for one. I know SDK has had an update recently. iRace
Yep.
Control has had an update recently. I don't know
SDK.
about OBS, but
Think so. But would it wouldn't have changed that file path, would it? The URL thing
it
would be
might.
up of. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So you just double check that, make sure that just copy paste it, put it
Okay, I
back in
forget.
there.
What do you put that back up again? This is what function button was that to get that?
F4 and then F3, I think. Oh shoot, that's no, that's the wrong. I'm not on SDK. Yeah, F3 and then all the way towards the bottom links. F1 style overlay. Copy that and move it over. And if that one doesn't work, then use your local one, the next one. Technical difficulties.
Yep. Yeah. Hold on.
I just had to make sure that everybody was seeing the freedom units that you're talking about. So
Hmm? Nope. It does not like that. Still. Huh. Try the local test then?
you didn't create a room name or a server name in the section below that, did you? I wouldn't imagine you did if you're seeing it on your
Nope.
screen.
Nope. Name blank. Services automatic selection. Think I ever touched that? Oh.
Try.
Oh.
I was about to say make
It's up.
servers. Okay, there you go. I was about to say, change that server to NA or whatever in North America. I've
Works,
seen
yeah.
that as well. Yep. Nope.
Cool.
There we go.
Okay,
We
cool.
have
That was
freedom units.
cool. All right, I'm sorry. I gotta get into a driver's briefing now before these guys run out
Yep.
of time. So
Do it.
we'll empty the box real quick, pull up the ugly stuff, and then we'll talk to our drivers. Hey there, drivers. Got about 5 or so minutes left here in practice. I just wanted to give a quick driver's briefing to get everything started off, and then you guys will be on your way into qualifying. Welcome to week 8. Welcome to Red Bull Ring. Hope you guys are having a lot of time at practice out there tonight. Track looks really fun, really racy. I hope it makes for a great place to have our season finale. Looking forward to a great show. Um, I missed last week, but I heard some great things about that race too. So great stuff. As always, let's just finish the season out in a fun way. To be respectful, not called each other out on the radio for anything. You guys know all the good stuff. Let's go out with a bang and on to next season. Anybody has any questions, please ask them now. Otherwise, we'll get you guys off into qualifying here in just a couple minutes. Thanks all.
Race control question.
Hit me, DMAC.
How did you guys manage to pull off such a badass league?
Because we're amazing.
My co-host says because we're amazing. I don't know how I got here, to be honest with you.
We sent one race away, but I missed you.
I know, man. I missed it too. It was a bummer, but it sounded like you guys had fun though, so that's good. Yeah, get some only DMAC tonight. That's kind of a bummer, huh? Get your boys out there. What's going on? The DMAC. Of F10 that. Pop out the race. Pull up a battle box. Those are cool. Now let's go check in on our boy DMAC. Little TV2 action.
DMAC.
He's sitting in the pits. That was an engine that just exploded. That was a transition. Wow. Okay. I want to look at anybody else now. Okay, hey, Chris, how's it going, Chris? Yeah. How's Chris doing tonight? Looking good. The 808 Ferrari out in full force. I have the points up here on another tab, so watch me click away and then everything explode while I'm checking things. So Chris Dowden currently finds himself unofficially, because I haven't double checked everything, unofficially finds himself in 13th in points. But the great news is, since he's here tonight, he has missed 2 weeks already, Will. So every point he scores tonight will go directly to his total score, meaning he will jump very high in the point standings from where he currently sits in 13th with 1199 points. So add, anywhere from 2 to 350-ish of those, depending upon where he can manage to end up tonight. Get him up there in the 1500s. He'll be hunting for a top 5 by the end of the night, Will.
I mean, that's very exciting for him. It's been unfortunate for Chris the last couple of weeks.
I tried out the Daniel Kvyat line into turn 1. It certainly is interesting.
He's sorry, I was listening to Thomas there. Chris has had a couple of rough weeks.
Or go out like a Ferrari.
Leading the pack, and then
7.
just having stuff happen to him, racing stuff,
Or
and
go out
getting
like
pushed
a Ferrari
all the way to
in
the back.
championship race.
Yeah, I
You take
think
the
he
Moto
wants that
GP
heat
line
race
into
back
turn 2.
at Lime Rock for
Yeah.
sure. I think a lot of
Mhm.
those guys do. But I think he also handled it really well too. I can't complain whatsoever. I think
Gibbs
he
on the Bottas line.
had a great recovery. I'm not exactly sure where he ended up finishing, but I know his feature race was pretty
Take the Kenny line and leave
charged to
the
the
wheel
front
into the final
style.
corner.
So good for him.
Okay, well, I'm
I'll take Penny.
looking through the list of names, and there's a name that I'm not seeing, and I'm a little concerned.
Okay, do
Uh,
tell.
It
As we-
starts with a Chris and ends with a Schuessler.
Uh-oh. Yeah. There, buddy Chris. I don't see him either.
He's been like the lifeblood of this whole season.
Maybe he needed to take a break tonight. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Reese. Killed Mr. Schuessler in points. He is current 7th. With a decent chance to improve tonight on his score for sure, as he's got a 61 point and a 28
Why
point
did I
lead.
hear an explosion just now?
So yeah, Kenny, we get it.
Yeah, he forgot to turn his car off.
We
That
do, but my
happens.
wife's cooking.
Yeah,
We
It's
should.
pretty cool,
yeah,
tourism.
and it's funny too because you mentioned that, and I'll actually explain if anybody wants to try to learn anything tonight.
I
So
get bad
why the
PTSD from
motors
it.
explode when they sit on pit road. So your normal civilian car that you drive to work every day has something called a radiator, and it has fans and all this stuff that keep it
There's a
from
story in there somewhere.
exploding while it's idling, while it's running, and then also while it's driving. But these race cars, they don't have those for the sitting idling portion of it. Their systems are only built to keep the engine cooled while it's running, and they use the incoming air from the car moving to help cool the car down. And so when it's sitting there, it's not getting that air, and therefore when cars are sitting on pit road, you will hear engines randomly just kind of explode. People don't turn them off. But we
Just
are
kind
on
of
to
explode.
but we are on to qualifying now. So we'll keep an eye here on Tiago still as he gets the tires warm on his 23 Lamborghini machine. Gonna give it a
Oh,
go
Corey.
one more time. Corey, uh-oh, what happened to Corey?
He started off and just pulled off to the side of the road. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's my bad. Let's go back to
Check
Tiago.
a
Watching
break there for a
Tiago.
second. Okay, we were watching
Yeah.
Tiago for a bit. Check out how other people do it. I'm interested to see if Corey tries that tactic again. Maybe not, though. What else haven't we talked about too much tonight? Checking on old Kent Christman. How about that? That's not a
There you
name we
go.
see too much. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, though. I think Ken's had a pretty decent go of staying out of trouble in his last few races. Ken Christman finds himself currently 18th in points. Looking to beat either a 129 or 129 is his lowest score tonight. So if he can do that, which I think is a fair challenge to take on, could find himself even further up the leaderboards, chasing the likes of Jolie and Rafael Oliveira right in front of him there in the points. Stuff. What else we got out there tonight? Give me a name. Who you want to talk about? Pick one.
Let's talk about Stephen Kelly.
Let's talk about Stephen Kelly. 91 BMW. Is it that Promble? Is that the sponsor? Promble? Promble? Sure with that.
I don't know. I don't have my glasses,
Oh, that's
so
fair. Maybe Promble sells glasses. No?
maybe. I
Maybe
mean,
you
it
should.
looks. I don't know if I can get glasses in Canada like that though. So
It's fair. Yeah. The free healthcare, you'd probably,
yeah.
it'd be too convenient for you. You would just explode. He's gonna hit to the line here for the first time. We're waiting for the results of drivers crossing, and again, I think that is the opening lap there. So these guys are gonna have to go all the way back around again before we start seeing some actual times plugged in,
Excuse me. Yeah, I
which is
think we
good.
got Richard Hibbs is going to come across first. Maybe Thornton Thomas. Maybe Jimmy Hayden and Morgan.
Yep. Yeah, Richards had a
Um,
pretty fantastic season there, kind of like Iron Man there. I mean, my flashbacks all go 2 weeks back now since I missed last week, but at Lime Rock where he just 5 or 6 cars crashed into him all at once, and he just kept driving. I'm still just so impressed with that drive that he had.
crash but
Makes
didn't
his
crash.
way. So Morgan crosses the line first with his 129.6. Richard Hibbs is going to be 0.4 seconds off on his first timed lap. Looking at Thornton Thomas, Corey Abbott, Will Rempe, and Joe Lee all scoring times there, as you'll see at the top left corner of your screen there. That's the set time by Morgan, and then the distance off underneath there and dedicated by the plus symbol. So everybody is 4/10 and away. You see Sean Ryan as well in the Mercedes tonight, of all things, trying his hand at a little Merc action. He had in practice, he had at one point had Morgan's fastest lap beat by 0.133 seconds, but a tenth. But I'm not sure where that scuffle all ended out, as my overlay tried to commit seppuku on me, and I don't think I paid more attention to what happened. Andrew
Well,
Storsum lands
that's
P2.
one name I cannot mention this week. All season long, been talking about that one, and every time something ends up happening, so I am not allowed to talk about that name this week.
Understood. So things like the 9 car and Sean Ryan and Mercedes and used to be BMW or Lamborghini and looks like Tiago's Lamborghini, white Lamborghini number 9, things like that.
The other white Lambo,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Very,
something like that maybe, but
yeah. So back to Storsum though, and also very similarly colored Mercedes. Unfortunately, Sean likes to copycat other people's designs apparently, but Storsum is in second at the top moment. He's 3/10 off of Morgan, and Daniel McConnell actually knocks Richard Hibbs off the podium at the moment. They're 4.427 seconds off, and Sean Ryan, the guy who can't be spoken about, he heard we was talking stuff, and there he is, taking the lead away from Morgan to land him some points here. I think, realistically, if Sean can put a good race together tonight, I think he can definitely leapfrog himself up in some points because he's got a couple pretty crummy points weeks still on his resume there. And I know we keep talking about that, and to somebody that's listening, it's going, what do they talk about? They got points that are stuck on here and everything, and they're a bunch of nerds. Well, first off, yes. But second off, we're talking about drop weeks. And drop weeks function like this. If you have an 8-week season with 2 drop weeks, that means your points for that season are made up by the best 6 races you've competed in. So, if you have 2 crummy points weeks and then 6 really good points weeks, those 2 points weeks that sucked won't hurt you because they will not count.
they
Alternatively,
get dropped.
yeah, they
Right.
do get dropped. Alternatively, if you have more than 2 bad weeks or you miss 2 weeks, obviously 0 points weeks are going to get dropped. So realistically, that could be a thing that you have to pay attention to, and that's why it's good to try to show up every week that you can, maximize points. Morgan steals the lead back from Sean there, though, 129.394 up, and Sean closes the gap, but not quite. Golly, that's close. 0.033 seconds off of Morgan's time, and I think that's going to do it. That's Sean's third lap as he is done.
Well, here's a name I can mention. Old Jimmy Hayden there. Um, he's on his third and final lap, it looks like, and he just posted a time last lap. So I'm not sure if he had it off track or something
I have
happened.
I have some insight on this one. Um,
Well, yeah, okay.
do you know what that is? I don't know if you saw.
Is he sandbagging? I'm not sure.
No, no, he just bought the track. He's never had it, so
Yeah,
so Jimmy is
yeah.
practicing right now in qualifying.
Yeah, see, I could talk about him all night.
Yeah.
So
So he's one position off. It's interesting. He's one position off the pole right now. If he can improve 2/10, but Leighton Norgard actually sitting in the catbird seat, and I bet he would love to be starting on the pole. So that would be
Mhm.
interesting to see if that all holds as we come down to about
Jimmy's almost done with his last lap.
2.25
Point
here.
three
Yeah,
98993. Let's see if he posted a time this time or not.
he did. He
He
jumps,
did.
knocks Leighton
Oh,
up 2 spots to P9. Very
yeah.
cool. I didn't
Well,
get to see practice times. I'm not sure if they are actually sandbagging or not. I have no idea, but that is funny.
yeah. This normally Jimmy is the one that's sandbagging. He'll be like top by like you said, point one or something over like Morgan or the other white Lambo, and this time he was not near the top like that during practices, from what I saw. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say that Jimmy sandbagging. He was probably busy getting his beer and getting ready.
Maybe he doesn't do beer anymore. He's only to tell you a few times. It's okay. See Corey Abbott back out on track there, but I think I saw. I'm gonna check this out really quick, but I think what a rear chase here. Yeah, he's got some damage on the. Oh my. Well, there's more. I don't. Oh my God.
But wait, there's more.
Well, that was. There it is. Yeah. That was fantastic. Like some qualifying sessions end, or some race sessions, I should say, end with fireworks. We got Corey barrel rolling into T1's wall. That was pretty spectacular. As Corey sets his time, he's going to be P8 if they can get another car made for him before the heat session opens up here. And Daniel McConnell now is the only car left out on track. We got some more love. The Holy Egg in chat saying, finally here, let's go Texas Speed Sim Racing. I'm assuming that's what TSSR means. I'm guessing, you know me.
Yeah, we're just gonna call it DMAC since he's the only one here tonight. Haven't seen Goldie, haven't seen a bunch of the other guys that were around. Telemake. What was that other one? That one
I just
guy
want to
that was.
say Teggy because I know I'm saying it right and it makes me feel better. I've conquered my fears. I love it. So Morgan Teggy
So
on the pole as we hit the 10-minute mark. Sean Ryan, I say on the pole. He's qualified first, but that's not how that works. Raphael is on the pole with Jimmy Hayden on the outside because we flip our first 10. It's been a minute since I've been in this whole, streaming
flip-flop.
biz. Yeah, no, it's this whole streaming biz. It's rough stuff, man.
Yeah, pushing that button's difficult, ain't it?
There's so many. It's not just one. And then you get the push button anxiety. You know when you're trying to send an email and you're not sure if
No.
you've got your grammatical stuff
No.
correct and you just sit. You don't do that, dude. I have
No.
enter button anxiety. I'll sit there and stare at a finished email for 30 minutes before I send it. I have problems.
Oh my.
Yeah, and I'm the one running the controls. You guys see what the issue is here? Anyways, I found
Yeah.
the grid button. That's the one I was supposed to push. Raphael, starting
button.
on the front row here with Jimmy Hayden. I'm going to let Mr. Will take you through the rest of the field here from third on back.
Well, we got Corey Abbott and Chris Dowden, 3 and 4. We got Tiago and Richard Hibbs, 5 and 6. We got D-Mac and Andrew Storsum, 7 and 8. And then the other White Lambo and Morgan Teggy at 9 and 10.
The late Norgard just missing his top 10 appearance there. We'll start 11th next to Ryan Phillips in P12. Yeah, looking exciting. We'd love to see it. I'm a little antsy. It's been a minute since we've seen some. Yeah, it's been a minute since. Oh, that's race info. It's the wrong one. Buttons.
Gotta watch out for the buttons, man.
You sure do. You sure do.
That pit car, pace car, lap car. What do you call it? Safety car.
It's pace car.
Safety car. There it is.
That's
the word I was looking for. Yeah.
It says safety car, but in the oval world where cars only turn left and everything is a V8, we call them pace cars. So, because they set the pace and you follow it. That has nothing to do with anybody's safety, because that's where the safety trucks come in with their equipment to actually help people. That just sets the pace. So it's pace car to me. All right. Anyways, enough about my babbling. Raphael is going to lead us to the field here. One more time for a heat this season. Kick it back to TV2. Wait for the green light at the Red Bull symbol. There's the green flag. You heard him here first. We are green flag racing here at Red Bull Ring, week 8. And it is going to be a busy turn 1. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, it is.
Just kind of back it up a little bit just to see.
Okay, the front's okay.
Yeah, did the back do okay? Did everybody make it through? I think we're all right.
Morgan's pushing.
I don't see any casualties. We're already talking about Morgan, oh boy. Is he all over Storsum? You got D-Mac right there, too.
Looked like he was pushing him through the turn.
Sure
Good miss. Was that Joe Lee?
That was Ryan Phillips, I believe. Completely sideways there. He does end up get going. Oh, Kenny McGrath sideways. Is he going to recover? Oh, and it looks like is that Brian Beeman or Will Rempe backwards? It's Will Rempe that's backwards right there. I got confused because it's the same paint scheme there as as Brian Beeman, but Brian doesn't drive a Lambo. Brian drives a Mercedes, so.
Oh, wow. Look at the front of the pack.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Jimmy Hayden takes the lead. I'm starting to think sandbaiting might have been the word to use there. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a likely story he posted in Discord. I just bought the track at, $658. Sure, Jimmy, we believe you.
The thing is I actually do believe him because he does this, and it sickens me how he can learn a track so freaking fast, man. He's so good. But hey, he needs to make up imaginary numbers to beat Morgan at this point. So if sandbagging is his first attempt at it, then whatever. And here we see Chris Dowden going to the inside. T1, he's going to make a clean pass on Rafael Oliveira. Chris Dowden is through. He has a season to fix and one race to do it. Let's see what that 808 machine can do in the draft, though. Rafael coming back. Richard Hibbs trying to figure out what he wants to do here. He's got two Ferraris, 2x2 in front of him going, I think I might wait this one out. Yeah, might not be the worst idea in the world.
Well, right behind that pack is Corey Abbott leading Tiago. Corey's looking to do something big, special here too, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, besides make fireworks for us at the end of qualifying, he might actually want to get his race going. Been very sharp in his 21 machine tonight. Yeah, already up to P5, and Corey is a very track position-oriented driver, so I think him being up here this early, you know, as the heat directly transitions into the feature positions, as long as he can keep mistake-free and stay out of other people's issues, I think he will be having himself a pretty wonderful time. I just want to take a second here, go back and see what happened to old Mr. Kenny Caution, as it said he went off track here.
Are you surprised?
I'm just trying to be nice, all right? Oh! Oh my! So it looks like a car spun, and then and then Brian beat, oh my. Austin Lauder's crashing, and Ken Chrisman is crashing. That's not good. Here's Austin, he's getting back. Lots of damage on the back of that Ferrari. Ken Chrisman, I see a little bit of damage on the front. Not a whole lot. Pretty wiped up in the back there, too. It looks like he's got a little rear end damage, but he is, I mean, gosh, Will, he's 8 seconds off of Will Rempe in 22nd. He is all alone back there. Something big must have happened. That's not how he wanted to start his race, I'm sure, but
I don't think so.
It's just the heat.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time. I'm going to dial in here, get some more practice in, and I'm sure Ken will be good to go for the feature race as we transition back up to the front here. Rafael on the defense again. Got Richard Hibbs all over the back of him, and like you said, Corey also sitting in the wings right there. This 21 Porsche machine.
We got Eric Gunn in the chat. Looks like he's cheering for old Chris Dowden.
Well, Chris is sitting in P2 right now, and mind that gap, because it'll be really interesting to see if he is pulling on Jimmy a little bit or if Jimmy's driving off. I'm not quite sure. I haven't been paying too much attention, so I can't tell you for sure, but I think Chris is looking really good in P2 right now. For sure, that 808 Ferrari always looks sharp at the front, so let's hope he can keep it there. Now,
well, it looks like Rafael is in front of that next pack with Richard Hibbs, Corey Abbott, and the other white Lambo and the white Lambo.
Oh, man, he is on the defense, can't you tell? When you've got a gap of the car in front of him and then you just got this wall of cars that are front to back, I think he might have a little bit less speed than everybody behind him, but he's doing a great job of keeping himself nice and wide. As you see, Corey Abbott goes to the inside of Richard Hibbs there. I think Richard was expecting just to be on the offensive. Corey had to back out, but for a second there, the 21, the 80, the 15, I'm sorry, were too wide. Sean Ryan's taking a peek here, too.
Them battling gave a little bit of breathing space for old Rafael, huh?
Yeah, Rafael's not upset about that. He is definitely okay with the breather as Richard Hibbs seems to get away because Corey Abbott has used to be a Lambo, now changed to Mercedes AMG badge all up in his mirror. Be interesting to see what happens with this. Looks like Sean benefited a little bit from the traffic navigation over Morgan as he's got 2 spots on him. Only Tiago in between. Sean is, oh man, he is applying the pressure vice. Yeah, he's applying the pressure vice right now. Sean says, I gots to go. Making Corey look more out of his mirror than his windshield for sure. But Corey's got some composure. It's going to take a bit to shake a stock car driver. These guys know what they're doing when it comes to close cars, you know, battling. So interesting. Sean takes a peek again and then decides against it. Like Rafael had a little bit of an incident there. Richard Hibbs is already by. Corey Abbott looking to try to get there. Not quite sure if Rafael had like a little spin or something or what. Oh,
I'm not sure, but
they're going to go 3 wide. Oh!
Oh, my.
My goodness. Sean Ryan went to the inside of Corey, and Raphael, I don't think, thought that they were 3 wide. He tried to take the 2-car lane, and Corey says, I can't, man. He's got a car there. Oh, my goodness. Frantic, intense racing here. Guys, we're only 7 minutes into the 15-minute heat. We got a 45-minute feature after this. These guys are going nuts.
Well, Get Some's talking about in the chat, Jimmy in the lead. That's rare.
Yeah, right? Too bad he's not leading the season, right? So, and we talked about minding the gap there, too. So, Chris Dowden, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9. I think he's staying fairly consistent with Jimmy. It doesn't look like he's pulling him in too much, and maybe that's the plan. I don't know. If I'm Chris Dowden, do I try to push and maybe force myself into a mistake? You know, I mean, he does have a pretty good gap back to Richard Hibbs. It was Raphael, but Hibbs might have some speed here too. And now Sean Ryan is free back and forth as well. So you got a lot of cars that, you know, might have been held up by somebody now that are...
My bad.
Oh, my goodness. Huge incident in the back here. Oh, my God. Bunch of cars stacked up.
That was a D-Mac.
Yeah, a whole bunch of cars.
Oh, wow. A lot was going on.
Yeah, we'll go take a look back here. I did catch it. It was Tiago that said apologized over the radio, and we'll just take a look here. So he looks to the inside. Oh, he catches Raphael, and they spin.
Oh,
Storzum's there. D-Mac nowhere to go. Tiago tries. Very good job, though, of holding the brakes there, and then he just got right the heck out of everybody's way. Yep. Yeah, great turnaround spot up over there. There's pavement all throughout the off track up there, so these big winding turns, they've got a huge runoff, so it's really easy to handle that. But that shakes things up. Tiago now back in 15th. Like Corey ended up sneaking through there, so your top 5 is now Jimmy Hayden, Chris Dowden, Richard Hibbs, Sean Ryan, and Corey Abbott. But maybe not for long. Morgan to the inside, too wide. Just as we switch over, Morgan sends it to the inside of the 21 machine.
Oh, little bumping.
Yeah, sharing fenders a little bit. Corey maybe not super pleased about the initiation and maybe just letting Morgan know, hey, buddy, I'm here. Not giving him an inch. Corey with the preferred line to the inside, but does he overdrive it? No. Great exit for the 21 car. 88 will have to slot in. It's a great defense by Corey. Did you see him kind of weaving down the straightaway there, trying to break draft, be defensive? Notice he's got a lot of Morgan to deal with here, and gosh, he's got over 5 minutes to hold him off. Will, what do you think his chances are?
I don't know. These two drivers are really, really good at what they do. So, I mean, anything could happen at this point for them. 5 minutes is a lot of time to make something happen for either one of them.
Yep. Sorry, I got some funny ones in chat there. So, Dowden added a drink holder into his rig, and it's not drafting as well. It's not as aerodynamic. Took one out of Jimmy's book, and now he's sitting P2 to him. Isn't that unfortunate? But hey, that's the first 1.5 I've seen. I feel like that number is shrinking, but dear God, Sean Ryan was 4 seconds back and in 4th. Now he's 2.7 and in 3rd. That Mercedes is coming. That 9 car is fast, guys. Richard Hibbs all over the back of him. It looks like Morgan did end up getting around.
Uh-oh.
I don't know where.
What happened to Corey?
Great job iRacing did showing yellow flags there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, not sure what happened there. Let's see here. Corey Abbott crashed. Let's check it out. My feed wasn't rolling there for me, so what happened?
Oh, he just, a little hiccup. He lost it right there.
Oh, does he have time to get out of the way? Oh, Thornton. Yeah, that's what Thornton was talking about. I think he's...
Yeah.
Yeah. So he ends up getting away, but not probably in the way that he wants to, as he now sits back in 13th. Almost fell back as far as Tiago did. You see him 2 cars back, right behind Dare Chan. So lots of fun stuff going on. We check on. Let's see here. What do we want to check on right now? Some big movers. Let's check on some big movers. How about Brian Beeman?
Yeah, I was about to say Brian Beeman's up 13 spots.
Yeah, I think he's benefited from both of these kind of calamity corners here, and he's just kind of quietly making his moves, 15 seconds off the lead, but gosh, he's in a pretty good spot right now. Will, top 10. And kind of in a little bit of a bubble right now. Not too much pressure from behind. Not too many cars getting racy around him on the nose either. He can just keep making his way forward here, Will, and he will be looking pretty good.
Oh,
That
that
Tom
was a close
Stevens.
one.
Oh, no, I said Will Rempe came on the radio and apologized for something. I imagine there was some contact here. Oh gosh, yep.
Yeah.
Some closing speed there for sure. So back to mind the gap, shall we? Do you think Sean Ryan is motivating Chris Dowden to drive faster? He is only 1 second behind Jimmy now, but Sean is there. Pretty amazing
Yeah.
what somebody can pull out of you when they have their headlights in your rearview mirrors, huh?
You got to watch out for that other
Oh,
white
man,
Lambo
what a
because
double
he
move.
just made a move.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
man.
And that was so clean too. Man, Sean is something else when he can be, man. What a drive. That AMG was hooking up for him tonight, and he is on rails right now. Morgan looking back, you see him as the first car back there on the top of your screen, trying to catch up to this whole group. Richard Hibbs also going to try to make a look and move here on sentences are hard sometimes. Chris Dowden, Sean Ryan now nothing between him and Jimmy Hayden. The gap extended to 1.2, but I imagine you will see that number shrink like my bank account will. I'm excited. We're going to
We don't
have
talk
some
about
Jimmy
that.
Sean racing. Hey,
there's no proof that your bank account is shrinking, and I had nothing to do with it.
well, Amazon. Anyways, so, but we talk about mind the gap. How about mind the time, Will? 13:30. We've only got a minute and a half left. Does Sean Ryan have enough time?
It's the other white Lambo. That's all I can say. I literally can't say anything else. But let's look at Joe Lee real quick, just to see what he's doing.
Oh, I see. We got a request in chat
in
for
the
that.
chat.
Yeah, was that Joe? Do I have any other Joes out here tonight? Or is that my only Joe? That's my only Joe.
That's a great question.
I think it's
that's
Joe.
just the first one I thought of.
Yep. So Joe and Stephen Kelly are duking it out right now for P11. Joe Lee currently holds it up 6 positions, having himself quite the clean race. It looks like dodging some of those wrecks as well. Like he's having a pretty fantastic job. Pretty fantastic race. I really want to get up there and keep an eye on this event here.
I'm back up there.
You've got Richard Hibbs all over the back of Chris Dowden too, so it's a battle for first and a battle for third.
That gap is shorter and shorter. 30 seconds out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if these guys are going to hit the start-finish line. Are they going to get another lap?
I don't know. Where's my track map?
I don't know. 9.7 Jimmy's at right now. I don't think they're gonna. I think if Jimmy holds right here, I think he's got it. There's too much track left. The time is 55. They're not even on the backstretch yet. Yeah, I think this is for the win here. This is the last lap. This is the last corner. Jimmy gets a little out of shape. Sean is there. Gonna put the bumper to Jimmy. Oh no!
Oh no! Wow.
Oh!
What a move.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Jimmy backwards in the final turn. He's going to try to recover now back to P6 and falling and see if he can get it up. Sean Ryan will end up grabbing the win of the heat there and then just kind of parking off onto the side. Chris Dowden holds off P2. Richard Hibbs in P3. Morgan.
Those last two are fun.
Morgan Teggy to P4. Thornton Thomas grabs P5. Jimmy Hayden falls all the way back to P6. That is not what Jimmy wanted to see. I'm sure of it. I think he would have rather just given second up if he knew that's what was going to happen, falling all the way to 6th. But, oh no, did I miss some drama last week or something? Or was that just Sean using bumpers for brakes there again? Am I missing something here, Will? Or
like I said, I'm not allowed to talk about that name, but I will say that the other white Lambo had a self-inflicted issue last week, and I'll leave it at that.
Understood. So self-inflicted and Jimmy, you don't spell those the same way. So I think one starts with an S and the other one has some letters in there too. So Eric Gunn in chat. P2, that's good for 6-pack of Natural Light, right? You have to ask Brian Beeman, man. That's their main sponsor, the Natty Light cars over on the oval side. So But we are into our warm up now. We'll have 10-minute stretch it out kind of race thing stuffs. A bit to process there.
Yeah, what do you think is going through Jimmy's head right
Wow,
now?
this grid is
What's his
shaken up,
mental state?
for sure.
I don't know. Um, I don't know for sure if he was really pushing all of that time. I think he probably thinks that he was trying a little bit harder. Wish he was trying a little bit harder the rest of the time to kind of keep that gap there. I know Sean just barely got to him, but the thing with Jimmy and Sean is they don't have to worry about what's in their head because I guarantee they're sitting in a Discord together right now. So I think
Yelling at each
Jimmy's
other.
thoughts are outside the head on that one. Um, so, but they're really good buds at the end of the day, so I'm sure they'll sort it out with some beer or something. But yeah, that's definitely not what the outcome of either driver is for sure. I know Sean also 100% did not mean to do that. I think he definitely meant to rattle his cage a little bit, as old senior would say, but he did not mean to spin him. Unfortunately, sorry, it doesn't
Well,
fix your race car. So
yeah, and you know, realistically, in that instance, Jimmy lost it, got it back, and then lost it again. So I mean, technically, Sean I'm sorry, the other white Lambo instigated that, but I mean, ultimately, Jimmy's the one that lost it in the end.
yeah, but he got a lot of help. I think it's pretty crazy that it didn't go around initially. I think
Hmm.
its good driving skill even gave it a shot of saving it. But man, when these cars want to do something, it's very hard to convince them otherwise. And as soon as it goes enough sideways, the traction control will kick on, and it's out of your hands. The car is just giving up, and it's like looking to make a low impact on whatever wall it's teetering towards once the spin initiates there. So, but I mean, he did a great job for the most part, and falling only to sixth. I think he benefited there from the two major mishaps. Um, to have the field spread out enough to not fall too far back with that incident for sure. But yeah, that's a fun one. Even Sean got a little. His car got a little upset there too, as you saw. It was stepping out on
Hmm.
him. He hit so hard, so they both could have won around. That would have made Sean look even sillier, I think. But
Get
I
some.
think when you and I saw that at the same time.
So get some says Sean sent me a text that said, "Watch this." Not sure what he meant, but
I don't know
get
if I
some
should be
just
more
throwing some
concerned
stuff out
about
there.
is Sean texting people while he's driving, or is Sean
Yeah.
texting that? I don't know what's more
Right.
concerning. That's maybe why he's had some bad luck in previous races. Maybe tell Sean to lay off the Instagram a little bit while he's driving, huh?
Yeah, right, right. Well, if you do that, you got to tell Jimmy to stop stocking his cooler in the middle of the turn. So,
I love switching over to people as soon as things like that happen. Golly. Sorry, Austin. I was trying to look at anybody other than Kenny because he's the only other car out there, and I just happened to grab you at an inopportune moment there. Let's take a look at old Tom Stevens. He's leaving the pits right now in the 66. The Michigan man in the black Mercedes. Self out there. One thing I wish I could look at. You know what I want right now,
oops.
SDK? Results of the previous session. That's what I want. Gosh, that would be really nifty, huh? Anyways, um, I know how to get it in iRacing, but yeah, that was a lot of action. I think a lot of the clean racing. I think there was a couple instances where people maybe forced the issue a little bit, but I don't think anything was super super egregious. I think the most egregious quote unquote thing that you saw there was Sean's contact with Jimmy there at the end, if not for some other contact at the back that we unfortunately would have missed. Um, but no, overall, some pretty tight competitive racing. Now these guys got 45 minutes of this. I gotta ask you, Will, from the perspective of somebody who's run a lot of races like this, what's that was a joke. You can laugh. What's
I'm waiting for the question. Then I'll have an appropriate response.
what how do you handle like what's the difference in strategy, the different in mindset, the different driving going in from like a 15-minute sprint race like this to a 45-minute, somewhat more drawn out?
Well, you know what? I think due to my vast knowledge and experience in this exact subject and with this very specific um, incident, is that you take your 15-minute sprint race and you treat it almost like a qualifying deal. I think it's like what 3 4 laps, something like that. I don't know, however many laps it is for 15 minutes. Obviously, you do the best that you can do, without really trying to go all out or anything, because if you go all out, you have the opportunity of spinning out or making a huge mistake that puts you out, because 15 minutes is not a lot of time to come back. Like we see in the chat, looks like DMAC had gotten squeezed in lap one
Hmm.
and had a difficult time coming through, and then had another incident that really just pushed him back to the back. Whereas in the 45-minute feature, you have a little bit more time, and but when I say a little, I mean a lot more time
Three times as
to
much. Yep.
right, to come back and correct those mistakes. If you have some huge spin out or you end up with a EOL that we're about to give Jimmy just because, um, then you have the time to come back from that. But in the 15-minute, not so much. So I think personally my strategy would be go out, treat it like a qual. You want to make it smooth, consistent, safe, while doing the best you can in that environment. Whereas in the feature, you might be a little bit more ballsy towards the middle to the end and do some riskier things. And again, that's using my vast knowledge and experience with this specific thing. So
Yeah. Well, SDK has crashed on me now, or done something wrong on me a second time now. My actual overlay crashed. OBS is fine, but
mm.
so I just get the not found by SDK Gaming. Um, but yeah, no, I think that's a great way to look at it. Will, even somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of experience in these races, myself either. I don't run them a ton, but I can say, the shorter race format might be, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna go learn something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go find a limit, probably not try to cross that limit, right? But go out there and just, maybe take some chances or take some risks. I'm not normally the risky type, but I think I would probably be a little bit more racy throughout the entirety of the sprint race than I would be for maybe the first 30 or so minutes of the feature, and then that last 15 feature you probably treat just like the 15-minute sprint race. How much time's left in the race is kind of how you handle it, and at some point, the gloves do come off. You have to kind of flip that switch. It's like, okay, I'm no longer going to roll over for blank. I'm no longer going to accept blank. I'm gonna push this envelope. I'm gonna take a gap that's given to me that's this big, whereas before it needed to be bigger for you to want to try to stick your nose in or
Oh,
anything like that.
so you mean like drive it like the other white Lambo all the time? Got you.
Yeah,
Understood. Understood.
yeah, yeah. I mean that doesn't hurt. So if it works, it works. Um, but yeah, and that's just how I feel. I mean, the sprint race, like you said, it really is kind of like a part two to qualifying. It's scored the same
Mhm.
way. And I think it's your first instance of this is what it's like to drive around other cars other than just something that I see maybe in practice, right? Like an open format where cars are around me, but we're not always racing. I might get next to somebody for a couple turns and then they peel off into the pits because they're, tuning something or to get off that fuel run or whatever. Whereas this is like, okay, we're racing. We're positioned now. This is my first attempt at seeing what that's like.
Yeah,
Um,
not to mention, coming out of qual, you're flipping the top 10 for the sprint. And I think we saw with Raphael, he might not be used to hitting out on the pole like that. And getting a good start to lead the pack in the very beginning. So you have that flip, which also throws a monkey wrench into it. So
yeah.
you have a little bit of extra stuff to deal with in that first sprint. Whereas now going into the feature, you know where you're at. You know what you got to work with. So
No, absolutely.
um,
I think you're totally correct. I think it's a good gut check for sure, and I think, like I said, it's the race where maybe you could try some things that you wouldn't be as comfortable trying because it's just a sprint race. It's not weighted very much, So take some risks, try some things, and then those things that don't work, you don't do them. Sure. or you don't do them in the first 30 minutes of the feature. You wait till the
Mhm.
last 15 minutes of the feature before you dump Jimmy out of the lead. I mean, you shoot.
Right. So going into our feature, we got 1 and 2. The other white Lambo on pole, Chris Dowden on second,
Mhm.
Richard Hibbs and Morgan T 3 and 4, Thornton Thomas, Jimmy Hayden 5 and 6, Leighton Norgard, Brian Beeman 7 and 8, Jeff Oakes and Ryan Phillips 9 and 10.
Yep. And then Joe Lee, Corey Abbott rounding out the top 12, presented by CK's overlay that's working on OBS.
So who are we looking for right now? I mean, I know we've seen Brian Beeman, start further back in the pack and then end up at the end of the race, on podium. I think Leighton Norgard also has that capability. Thornton Thomas definitely does. Um, Corey Abbott is one that I'm looking at specifically to see, starting back in 12th. I think he could be a front runner, a contender up there in the very front of the pack
I just got back
when
from
it's
the
all said and
bathroom,
done.
damn it.
I,
All right, Kenny Caution, right
yeah,
on.
he's saying that because he missed the grid, so he's gonna have to start from the pits. So
Dang.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
is
Andrew Storsum also
yep.
jumped to pits. Ooh, okay.
So Kenny and Sorensen will be jumping in from the pits. It's not an absolute, race over scenario, but it definitely doesn't help your cause, right? You're stuck in your pit
Hmm.
box, and when the green flag waves, you're allowed to exit your pit box and run at pit road speed until the end of the pit road, where you will most likely launch behind all of the cars at the end of the feature. So it's kind
Right.
of like starting last. It's a strategy that's used in official sessions for people that want to do that on purpose to maybe get away from some of the lap one calamity. But here's to hoping, knock on wood, with my wooden desk, that we're better than that and we're not going to have any craziness that early on lap one. But Sean Ryan is going to lead us to the green here. We're waiting for the lights to go. There we have it. Green, green, green. And Sean Ryan
Ooh,
takes off to the
immediately.
front. Yeah.
4 wide.
Oh, man, they are fanning out. Oh, that makes me so uneasy. Chris Dowden is going to be in the middle of that
Oh
to
my.
the inside. Do they all get through? Somehow they get back to 2 wide awfully quickly, don't they?
Yeah, I mean the road's gonna choose for him.
Yeah, you
So.
don't want that. So we're just kind of taking a look at the rest of the field here. So see, and then you can see here's Andrew Storsum and Kenny and Raphael as well. That's how far back they are already. So
Yeah,
that's what it looks
Corey's
like.
already jumped up 3 spots.
Yep, he was looking good.
DMAC, where's DMAC at? He's the other one I was looking at.
D-Max right back here in
Up 4
14th.
spots.
Oh,
Yep.
he's on the charge here. We got TV. Let's go TV2. Giving me some telescopic stuff. Take a look at chat here really quick. So placing bets that DMAC will get a top 8, and then DMAC wrecks. Wife says, I gotta do dishes. Don't wreck, DMAC. Oh boy.
Oh wow, get
Should
some.
we
That's unfortunate.
should we not watch him then? That's
Yeah.
too
I
uneasy
mean,
for
if
you?
if he doesn't see the wreck, then he doesn't have to do dishes, right? So.
Yeah, the wreck did. Hey, Richard Hibbs, how's Richard doing? Got you. I got you. Get some.
Wow.
So,
DMAC crashed right at the beginning. What?
um,
Or is this an SDK slowed down deal?
I don't know. He's still up +5, so I don't
Yeah. No,
think he
it looks like
crashed.
it's just a. Oh yeah. Okay. The entire field just kind of slowed way down.
Okay, that's
I got you. Yeah.
Steve Kelly did as well. 3 times.
Yeah. There was a
actually.
whole. Yeah. There's a whole list of them down
It's
there.
Chris Dowden. Oh no!
Oh wow.
He hooks on the
Ouch.
barrier. That car goes around. Oh, that's not what we wanted to see. I am trying to grab him as he falls down the list. Chris, come here. There we go. Nope, that's not. Son of a slippery little guy as he falls all the way down the list. So that's going to be Chris in the wall. That's a bent wing. He's going to have some aero issues, and it is way too soon to pit. I'm not sure about his flag status. I don't think that would be a meatball flag. I don't think he'd have to come into pit, but that's clearly
Yeah,
not how we wanted to start.
he's got a meatball according
Oh,
to
does he?
iRace
Oh
control.
gosh, that's a
Yeah.
gut punch. So that means he is going to have to pit. He'll be fine when he comes out of the pits as far as car condition, but that is never a fun thing to have to pit. So now he's going to have to pit 2 times this race.
So we didn't talk about that, but so they got one free fast repair, right? And then 70% fuel. I don't remember what is it.
They have unlimited fast repairs, and they do have
Ah,
50%.
okay.
You're thinking
50%
of
fuel.
one
The other
fast
one.
one
Yep.
fast repair and 70 is exactly what Oval is. So
Okay.
someone's been doing their homework over there, and I
I
appreciate
don't know
you.
what you're talking about. My vast knowledge and experience in roads. So.
Of course, yes. No, it's going good. So Sean Ryan currently P1 the moment, followed by Richard Hibbs and Mr. Morgan T. He pities the fool from third place. Um, Thornton Thomas in P4, and Jimmy Hayden has stolen one spot back up to P5 now as he's trying to mount his recovery tour to get back to Sean's bumper, ever so generously, ever so cautiously.
Well, I'm going to tell you in chat, the Holy Egg said placing bets that D-Mac will get a top 8. He's already up 8 spots to 10 right now. So
Let's take a ride along. We haven't done that at all this race. If we're gonna ride with somebody, we talk about him too much. Where the heck is my
okay, let's go
my
inside
gyro?
D-Mac's car.
Hang out with Mr. D-Mac here. Inside in the inner workings of the BMW, he's got his little backup camera there in the middle, helping him see the people that are behind him. Lots of buttons on that steering wheel. that looks like a steering wheel that sits in Stanley's shop. There's way too many buttons for me. I think one of them even does drink.
And this is where we'll see the wreck firsthand. So
Oh
there's
gosh, Will.
no getting out of it.
Oh no. Get some's gonna have to do the dishes. You need to stop. Don't want that at
Hey,
all.
at least I didn't talk about the other white Lambo.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness. Got a update that Kenny McGrath has crashed. I don't know if he just went too slow for SDK or this corner has claimed many of spins so far. Let's see it. Oh, yeah, you see the Porsche starting to hook, and there it goes. Just a spin. He'll be all right. Oh, Sean Ryan went off track. What'd you do, Sean?
Uh-oh. Well,
think
he's
he,
still got a 2-second gap.
Yeah,
So.
I think there's this thinking that he might have used up too much space off the track there, but Sean has done just fine. Hey, Brandon's not in the race, but he's in our chat. Mr. Brandon Dooley cheering on Richie
There's
Morgan
Brandon
from
Dooley.
Cancun. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's right. That's
Oh
right.
my God. Can
Brandon
you believe...
Dooley said he was going to Cancun.
Jesus, can you
And he
believe
did-
somebody's in Cancun and they're watching us? What is going... Brandon.
No, they're not watching us. He's watching Hibbs. He's watching Hibbs and Morgan. I mean, he said it in the chat. He's watching Hibbs and Morgan.
Well, Morgan is up to P2 now. There is nothing in between him and Sean Ryan. And there is a lot of time left in this competition, so that'll be interesting. Oh no, Joe Lee crashed.
And right on Morgan's tail is Hibbs. So, I mean,
Yeah.
there's Dooley's two peoples.
Yeah, I'm going to check out this crash here really quick, because it happened a couple times. Not sure, a little apron break there maybe that hooked the Lambo around or something. Yep, he's going to spin and... Okay spot. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he ends up making it out of that okay, and SDK was just very overprotective of his brakes.
Rumpy.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
Rumpy
He had a
getting
little spin. Yeah. Slowed somebody down. I didn't quite see who that was, but...
It looks like Raphael right behind him there.
Mm.
Take a peek, see. Oh! 55 goes around. Maybe Raphael helped him a little bit. Oh, man. Non-preferred esports line there for Raphael out in the sand traps. Maybe he wants to join you in Cancun, Brandon. They got sand over there, right? No things. I'll leave my house. So this is going to be the story of the night right up until it's not, which would be abrupt and very sad. But Sean Ryan, Morgan, Mr. T, Taggy, looking to see who is the master of the ring. Sean Ryan took that from Jimmy pretty abruptly, and now he holds the lead. Morgan had to work for it a little bit more in the future here as he started back in, I think, 4th. And so now we'll see how that goes. You got some timing. I'm kind of at a loss for my data at this point. So is it been consistent, or is it kind of fallen off? Sean and Morgan getting closer?
It's fairly consistent where they're at. But just to bring back Daniel McConnell, old D-Mac, our Texas boy, is in fact in 8th place, up 10
Uh-oh.
spots. Corey is in 6th place, up 6 spots.
He is.
And Jimmy Hayden, who kind of, ended up in a bad way the last time, is up to 4th. So there's that. To answer Adam Novotny's question in chat, the penalty on changing cars is was a 100-point penalty.
Yep, 100-point penalty for that
Yep.
week. So that will be what Sean, unless Sean was in a Merc last week. I think he was, though, was he? A Lambo last week, right?
No, it was the other white Lambo.
Gotcha. So, yeah, so Sean will receive a 100-point penalty for this week. That will hurt his points, but obviously he's not in a position, unfortunately, to be competing directly with Morgan or Richard for the championship, or Jimmy at that point. It's actually funny, behind Sean you have Morgan, Richard, and Jimmy, and they are 1, 3, 2 in that order of the championship at the moment. So the cream always seems to rise to the top when it's game time,
Is that why
Winners,
Brian Beeman's up 3 spots to 5th?
that's why winners always want the ball, is what that is. I was noticing that. I don't know if Jimmy passed Brian or if Brian's caught Jimmy, but Brian has not left Jimmy's bumper. Normally, if you've got speed on somebody, you tend to, drive away from them, right? That's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a Brian Beeman all over the back of this 42 machine. Ain't that something?
I mean, well, I tell you what, I've watched Brian. His racing is pretty consistent, especially when he's kind of running like he is now with Jimmy. He's going to stay with Jimmy all the way until it's no longer good for him to stay with Jimmy. He's going to keep that draft. He's going to keep moving. And then once he has that opportunity, he's going to go right around him.
Oh, and you find
Now,
What?
well, that said, Jimmy doesn't give you that opportunity much. But if it's there, Brian's the one that's going to try and take it.
Well, Brian's been hot the last couple weeks, which is funny to me
Mhm.
because he was the one that was talking about having trouble with consistency. When you see Brandon Dooley's got to step away, you got to run. I'll catch the rest later. Hey, Brandon, thanks for stopping by, man. Hope you guys
Yeah,
are
have
having a
fun in
great time down
Cancun.
there.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Holy Egg says he's reassessing his D-Mac bet now. He's going to get in the top 5, so that'll be interesting.
Does that mean he's going to give us a case of beer? Wait,
don't drink the water, gets upset. No, so back to my original point, though. If you've got somebody like Jimmy that, depending upon how fast Brian is, and I don't know for sure, but if Brian is not that much faster than Jimmy, Brian could be strategizing right now, because what Brian's doing, letting Jimmy pull him around the track like this, is it takes that drag, off the car that you're drafting. It's what makes you faster, but at the same time, it also makes your engine work less hard, right? So when your engine's not working as hard, you're saving fuel. So if Brian stays behind Jimmy, nice and tight up to the back of his car like this for a significant portion of this race, Brian will require significant less fuel in the pit stop and can short stop the rest of the field who is not doing this. As we see, Jimmy makes a little bit of a mistake, and Brian says, well, that was a cool idea, Ben, but it's time to race, and they are 2 by 2 now.
Yeah, like I said, Brian's going to sit behind Jimmy until he sees that opportunity. Once he sees it, he's going to take it. But like I said, Jimmy, even when he does make those little mistakes, he doesn't usually give people that opportunity much.
Nope.
That said, Corey Abbott's up 6 spots to number 6.
Yeah, he's lurking right there. D-Mac up to 7th. Just behind them now. He's under fire from Thornton Thomas, who's lost 3 spots. Thornton to the inside. This guy is 2 by 2. Get some. You better not watch, because this could get hairy.
He lost it. D-Mac lost control, but he saved it.
Saved it. No crash. No crash. Thornton is using him up, man. They were all over the place, and the S-turn specifically is not a style of turn at any track that you ever want to be too wide like that on. So that's pretty exciting to see them pull through like that. Great defense from D-Mac. He is having a hell of a race tonight. I think you set up 11 spots. To heck with any of the incidents that happened in the sprint race. He is on a roll here, P7, and looking to make something happen. So I guess you were right, Holy Egg. He is excited about. Yeah. I taught him that move, so there you go. Well, I think you and Get Some would have a fun time having a beer sometime with each other. You guys remind me a lot of each other. I just want to check back in here, back up at the front. So Morgan and Sean still maintaining about the same gap. I mean, 2.1, 2.2. Like I said, I don't get to see the number the way my screens are organized now. I can't see my scoring thing as much as I want to, but they're not really giving or taking much. I think Morgan is going to do what Morgan's done all season here and wait for Sean to make a mistake. If that's going to happen, if Sean doesn't make a mistake, I don't think Morgan's going to catch him. But this season, Sean has been, and I'm knocking on wood again, Sean has been haunted by mistakes. It's why my co-caster won't talk about his name as if there's some sort of reasoning that will maybe cause some of that. But
Yep,
somebody else
I
is
don't talk about the other white Lambo, but I will say that typically all season long, Morgan has had the fastest lap going through each one of these races in practice consistently in practice, qualifying, and going into the feature consistently. And I think this time he's been demoted to second.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. If I'm looking at my information that I have here, it says that Morgan's fastest lap is a 129.5, and Sean's fastest lap is a 129.58. So I mean, Morgan
Mhm.
having a slightly faster lap, but not enough to make a significant difference. And obviously, if he can't consistently beat Sean, then that
Mhm.
gap is going to maintain at minimum, if not expand. That's
Yeah,
you
and you,
said.
you talk about that last lap. The last lap they had, Sean had a 1:2.99,
Yep,
whereas Morgan had a 1:30.
yep. So he got it by
So,
a tenth. Yep, big
mhm.
big deal there. A tenth is a big deal for these guys, sir. So we'll definitely want to be keeping an eye on that. Kind of roll back here to Corey now, kind of on an island. Looking in the back to see D-Mac and Thornton behind him. And in front of him here, he's got Brian Beeman, Jimmy Hayden. Brian's right back. I honestly think that Brian is doing what I said he was doing. I think Brian's saving fuel off of Jimmy. I really think
Mhm.
he is. I
Yeah,
think
I
that's a
don't
great
think
strategy.
Brian doesn't see the need to push it until Jimmy makes a serious mistake, and then at that point he'll push it. But I don't see the need. I mean, he's sitting pretty right now. He's
Yeah,
in
like
a
I said,
very
if
good
somebody's
spot.
somebody's close enough, even if that's somebody like if Jimmy can get a better corner exit on some of these bigger corners, Brian's just gonna suck back up to him with the draft. And it's almost
Mhm.
like he'd be running faster lap times behind Jimmy anyways, so why would you leave him? No, it makes total sense. That's that teamwork stuff that you were talking about. Let your fast car lead. That's how you do well in road. Tell the other guy, don't even check your mirrors, don't even worry about it, just drive, and I'm just going to stay right here and not pressure you, let you drive out your windshield and hit your big laps, hit your big marks. So,
Mhm.
great stuff
Right,
from these
right.
two.
I think the important thing that we need to concentrate on this race for is we need Get Some and Holy Egg to figure out where all of the Texas folks ran off to.
Yeah,
I mean, DMAC's been with us consistently, but we've seen others throughout the season. At one point, I think we had 4 or 5 of them in one race together.
yeah, yeah, you had, gosh, I mean, go through the names. So you had D-Mac, he's always. You
Hmm.
had Gavin, right? You
Yep,
had
Gavin Jumit. Yep,
Eberly. You had
yep,
Corey Goldie.
yep.
Who am I missing?
Uh, there was oh my gosh, didn't we have I can't think of the name. Oh, we just talked about him,
Get
I guess
some.
2 weeks
Get some.
ago.
Help me out here, man. Who's our fifth? I need some assistance. Boy, Sean actually opened up there.
Yeah.
Sean ran a 129.7 to Morgan's 132. I just caught that. This gap is increasing. Sean is up on that motor. I mean, guys, I don't know if I can stress this enough. Sean's fastest lap was less than 2 tenths faster than the lap he just ran. You want to talk about somebody who is not lifting early? I mean, this guy is Dalton. There it is.
Dalton,
Yep.
that's the name I was trying to get. Yes, Dalton. Ah,
Yep. Sorry, Dalton.
yeah, because we just talked about him a couple weeks ago. I can't remember if we were missing him or if he had just showed up. Yeah, Dalton Alexander, that's the guy.
Yep. Thanks, Olieg.
Yeah.
Funny if you guys are from Texas, Speed. I thought Get Some was our insider. What the heck's going on here?
Yeah.
Guys bring their
I
whole
mean,
fan
they're
base over.
multiplying.
When
I
are we
told
gonna
D-Mac early on they were multiplying.
I need to see Get Some and Holy Egg in the car. That's what I need to see. See you guys out here
Oh,
racing with us. Texas crew,
Tom
sleepy,
Steven.
sneezy, dopey, and happy. Okay.
Oh, what happened? Tom Stevens just jumped to the pits. What happened? Oh, he just looked like he just lost it.
Yeah, I think he hit the wall here, and he's gonna be trying to recover. And I think he might have noticed the car was broke, and just thought better of it. Sometimes it's better to not try to drive it all the way back around like that, because if it's too broken, you can cause Get Some won't fit in car. Oh my God, nonsense. Got to get you a 160 from Six Sigma and get you one of those big old RS seats, buddy, and you'll fit in there just fine. If I can fit in them, you can. Trust me. You hooked right up.
So it looks like Morgan's brought that gap down about a second.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Sean had an issue or what, but that's the closest I've seen it. Transition to last lap. Sean ran a 129.7 and 29.8. We must
Well,
have missed
and
something.
I just want to point out one thing we missed is that Brian Beeman did get around Jimmy Hayden.
Oh yeah, look at that. There's Jimmy and there's Brian right up the road.
Mm-hmm.
And Richard Hibbs is just Hibbsing right now. He's
Yeah.
just kind of chilling.
Yep, he's on his little island.
This has been this guy's season, though. I mean, I can't stress this enough. Get in your groove and live there. I mean, it's so impressive. And I just like, you talk about him being on an endurance team. That's the the Buckeye team is what they were called. I had some help at some point from that. Dooley helped me with that, I think. But Morgan did it, one of the comments of the videos. But I mean, if I've got an endurance team, Richard Hibbs is probably like my go-to guy. Like,
Well,
here's a
it's
car.
specifically when he wrecks but doesn't wreck.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I get that.
But he's just gonna get there. Like, you can just confidently know that he's gonna get the car through the session with no issues. And any issues that happen are outside of his control, as we see. Oh, Brian Beeman. Beeman spun. He's in the wall. A little bit of contact there. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Jimmy Hayden and Corey Abbott all crash. I think that was them slowing down for Brian. But let's take a look. I could be wrong. Holy Egg says hopefully joining next season.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yep. Brian just lost at the turn. Yep, and they just slowed down. Oh man, that's unfortunate for Brian.
Yeah, and Brian bailed the best he could there.
Yeah.
That's not what he wanted. He's back to 7th, so that moves Daniel McConnell up to 6th. D-Mac, and he is all over the back of Corey. Hold the egg.
Yes, sir.
You're going to have to change that bet to 3rd here in a minute, buddy. D-Mac is coming up 12 positions, and that boy don't stop. That is fantastic driving from the wheelman behind the 73 BMW tonight. What an absolute showing. But hey, it's the end of the season. You guys have nothing to lose. If you've got cards to show, now is the time. He chases down Corey Abbott, Jimmy Hayden, just up the road from these guys. We talked about Richard Hibbs being on an island. Oregon Teggy and Sean Ryan, 1.3.
Yep.
The camera was in Sean's motor for a second. That was kind of cool. That's your gap, guys.
Wow.
That's
I
not
tell
far.
you what.
Yeah, my overlay has completely died.
Well, you got D-Mac is right on Corey's tail, and both of them together are right on Jimmy.
Gonna try the overlay, guys, for a minute.
You know what's interesting is we've got Andrew Storzum, Rafael Oliveira, and Chris Dowden have all pit already, probably due to damages. Will Rempe, Tom Stevens, Kenny Caution has pit twice.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes on those big jobs. You know that?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. We're 22 minutes in, 22 and a half. So we're halfway through. I'm wondering if that means they're going to be good for the rest of the race. Can't
happens.
tell. Let's see. Oh,
just
wait,
trying to
that
get
didn't
my-
update. Okay.
Uh-oh.
1.5 gap now. Sean, other white Lambo to Morgan. Hibbs about 5 seconds back behind him. Jimmy Hayden about 11 seconds back from him. And then Jimmy Hayden, Corey, and D-Mac. Brian Beeman's making his way back up. He's in P7 now. Let's see, I don't think he's got any damage.
Gosh.
No, he just had that spin, so.
Oh, you're so finicky. Gosh darn it. Now I've got it back on my sim, but not OBS. Oh, God, it's doing it on purpose, I swear. So,
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty consistent. Sean, 1.4 now. Morgan behind the other white Lambo.
I'm starting to open it back up there a little bit.
Yeah, getting there. Oh
Nothing
yeah,
to
we hit the
lose.
straightaway.
Hello, dishes. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, well, Holy Egg, we will definitely, if D-Mac wants to interview, we will 100% interview. That is not an issue. Oh. Button to push. Everybody's car paints. Whoops.
Ooh, we just
That's
had
okay.
a Jeff Oaks crash, it looks like. Maybe.
Not good.
Yeah, he just lost it in the turn. Oh, man. Yep, we're seeing a lot of that.
Let's look closer. He's there. I'm gonna have to try.
We're back to almost 2 seconds now. That leaves them. DMAC is now in 5th, so Holy Egg, like you said, you're gonna have to go ahead and up that up to 3rd or something, because we're now expecting 2 cases from you, Holy Egg. Just saying.
Oh,
Get with Turbo Bull. He'll tell you where to ship them.
oh gosh. Want none of that right now. Oh, come on.
Oh, okay. Looks like our leaders are starting to pit.
Yeah, I see
1,
Sean
2,
Ryan
3.
Sean
Yeah.
Ryan and Morgan are jumping in together.
Jimmy, well, he's a little bit back, so we'll see if he's going to go ahead and pit in here. And he does. Where's that? And D-Mac does. Corey does. Brian comes around. He does. Yeah, it looks like they're all going in. Is anybody staying out? Ryan. Ooh, with Andrew Storsum. Ryan went in. Storsum stayed out. Oh, no.
Yeah,
I guess
looks like
Storsum
Morgan
went in
beat
now.
Sean out of the pits.
Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, my.
That's a huge development there, guys. That's big.
Oh, yeah, but wow. Him and Thornton Thomas almost just went side swiped.
Yeah, that was definitely not good.
Bye, Jeffrey.
The tables have turned. Other white Lambo is now a second and a half back from Morgan T.
Ooh, had a small heart attack on that one.
Yeah, you did, Morgan.
That was wild.
That was a good call there, Adam Novotny. The BMW with the faster pit crew.
We're back. Oh my God.
And then Hibbs is back in 3rd, about 9 seconds off the leader.
Yeah, Hibbs is looking good. Thanks for covering there, Will. Good job, man.
Yeah, Jimmy's still about 9 seconds back from him, with D-Mac right on his tail. Wow.
Yeah, D-Mac's going for 4th here. Now, yeah, Hibbs is actually around Sean. Did Sean have an incident there? Yeah, Sean went off the track a couple times.
Yeah, he did. What in the heck?
Come on, Sean.
Let me see what happened here. Nope, that's the wrong one.
There's a couple here. We can
Yeah, I'm going to the first
Oh,
one. It
Sean's
looks
Sean's
like.
completely around.
Oh
Yeah, Sean's gone
wow!
out. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I don't know what happened. It looked like he might have his steering wheel disconnect or something. I mean, he just
I don't think
man.
so. I think, golly, if that's not his season, then, man, I don't know. He needs a new season, is what he needs.
Hey, it's not on me this time. That other white Lambo had nothing to do with it, but he is still in. Looks like third place right now.
I think we heard some Sean's before he spun. I think you were casting, and I think you said
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sean.
Let the record show get some that I had nothing to do with that.
Dishes. Hello.
Yep, yeah, exactly. D-Mac is in fifth, up 13 spots, right
Yeah.
behind Jimmy Hayden.
Yeah, I think this is one of our closest battles on the track right now for sure. Guys are very, very tight. Tom Stevens, Kenny McGrath, and William Rempe seem to be cars that have retired, or at least not currently being driven on track. So 21 cars remaining. Closing in on the final 15 minutes. We're almost down to our sprint race here, guys. Just about as Morgan is, wait. No, yeah, Morgan. I thought I was looking at Morgan. I was like, why do I see Jimmy in front of him? That's because that's not Morgan. That is Date D-Mac. And he is, yeah, I don't think that gap's getting any shorter or any longer, Will. I think it's getting shorter.
No, yeah, he's right there. And you know what's funny is they're catching that other white Lambo.
Mm.
I'm not sure if he's got some damage or some tire wear or something from all that activity, but
Yeah, I think it stands though, and I can't preface this enough. I think the person involved in this that benefits the most from a good points day, I think, is DMAC. I think DMAC really needs some points here. Jimmy is not going to catch Morgan, even if the roles were reversed. I mean, Morgan would need to. Morgan would have needed
just
to have
wreck out.
not. Well, no, he would have needed to have not shown up and picked the wrong car.
A different car, yeah.
And I still don't think it would have worked
car, man.
because it would have just been New Betta's P3. There it is. Well, that one's going to be tough, but not impossible.
I don't
Sure.
know about tough because I mean P3 is right there.
Jimmy's fourth. John's P3, 11 seconds, so they got 7 seconds up the road to catch Sean.
Yeah, in 15 minutes. I mean, I don't know, man.
You're gonna need a mistake. I don't think they've got pace on Sean. I think they need a mistake from Sean, which can happen.
Yeah.
It has happened. I just don't like to bet on them because I feel bad.
Yeah.
Ron Ryan is actually trying to rebound currently. He is just over 2 seconds now behind Richard Hibbs, as you see Hibbs there in your screen. Jimmy just texted me, says, watch this. I may want to let Sean know. You're the one that's got all their phone numbers, bitch. So get some. You got to help a brother out here.
Yeah, I think we need to go into the drivers chat right now and hear what D-Mac and Jimmy are saying to each other over the comms.
Get Sean waving back and forth on the straightaway. Oh, man. I think he's going insane in the brain a little bit. Yeah, see, look at... That is a race car driver that is broken, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think you can believe how many times he's spun out this. Oh. The thing is I feel like that puts off this notion that Sean is not one of the best drivers I know, and it clearly is just not the case. This dude is such a wheelman. He has just had the worst luck and the worst timing all season, and we have such a competitive field. You know, one or two mistakes just buries you. These guys are so competitive. I mean, everybody's right there. Pretty wild for a field as diverse as we have with skill and experience. I mean, you've got Morgan Teggy in first with a 3,600, almost 3,700 I rating. You got D-Mac in fifth with a 1,500 I rating. I mean, like, come on. Isn't that kind of crazy? I think that's kind of crazy.
I mean, that is kind of crazy, especially when you got Brian Beeman still sitting back in P7, right behind Corey Abbott in P6.
Hey, did somebody tell Brian that he spun and he's not supposed to be doing this? Brian, you spun. He's not supposed to be catching and passing people. You're not supposed to be up 15 spots. What the heck's going on, man? Craziness.
No, that's D-Max up 13. Brian's up 1.
Brian Beeman plus 15 is what I've got, unless I'm...
Yeah, I'm showing plus 1. I see
okay.
D-Mac plus 13, but...
Gotcha. I think I've got my SDK is clearly junked because of the restarts and stuff, so That makes sense.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Make sure
So-
you're on live race and not running replay. But yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm just seeing Brian Beeman +1,
Yep.
Corey Abbott +6, and then right in front of them is DMAC +13. I say
Gotcha.
right in front.
Well,
They're
he goes
3
to the
seconds.
inside.
But
D-Max now side by side with Jimmy Hayden out of the tight corner there. I think that's turn 2, I'm going to say. Maybe turn 3. I'm not good with turns, but I am good with 2 cars being side by side. This is for P4. D-Mac in the preferred line on the inside. Jimmy's just going to give it to him.
yeah, he just let him have it.
Yeah,
That was a smart move, though.
absolutely was. But I think it sets him up right in the draft. Jimmy going to fight back to the inside. He is through the S's, too wide. D-Mac force wide. Jimmy crossed him right back over. The battle picks up right where it left off. Week 1 at Road Atlanta, where these two were just all over each other. And all season, we've been waiting for it to get back. D-Mac trying to put extra weight to Jimmy's car, trying to make it slower, trying to get some aero drag, and finally he's done enough modifications. I'm just kidding, he caught him. And they're fighting. It's awesome. And right behind them, too, like you said, Corey Abbott and Brian Beeman are duking it out. I mean, you can see it right back here. I mean, there they are. Unbelievable battles happening super late in this race. We've got another 11 minutes to go at the line, and I don't know who to look. I don't know where to point my camera, Will. I have no idea. Look at this battle. Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
I'll tell you where I'm pointing it at. It's at Chris Dowden right now.
Chris Dowden. What's up with Chris? Talk to me.
I have no idea. I just saw his name on the screen. I was like, there's a random one I'm going to pick. Yeah, he's on an island all by himself. Never mind.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks like Corey's holding for the moment. Jimmy back out in front of D-Mac. I would like to put in a favor here. I would like to ask
do it.
Brian
Don't
and
do it.
Corey to just get closer so that I can have them in the same screen as they fight. They're just slightly too far away. I just need them to focus up for me for a minute.
Oh, it looks like Brian's trying to take the inside on Corey. He's got it, but it's the same
The
scenario
S's,
with
yep.
Jimmy.
That's a defensive line. The left-hander. Brian keeps it tight, and then he gets shot
No,
wide there. It
yep.
always seems the wide. He's still got a fender on him, though, but it's another left turn. God, Brian holding
Wow.
super steady there on the side. He's still there.
Oh,
Corey
wow.
concedes to the outside. Corey's going to let him go. What a pass. That
Man.
was like a 5-quarter, 2-wide pass by Brian Beeman. That's unbelievable.
What just
Wow.
happened to Sean?
Uh-oh.
Ah, let the record show you're the one saying his name all night long.
That's fine. I don't care. You can blame me. Tell him to drive better.
Oh,
I think
he tried to go into the pits.
Yeah, I think he wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, his front bumper, left him right there. Uh-oh.
Leighton Norgard crashed as well, too. I want to check this out. Leighton's back in 14th at the moment. Unless SDK doesn't have that right either.
Oh, D-Mac. Takes the inside on Jimmy. Holds it. He's blocking Jimmy. Oh.
My bad, Jimmy.
Oh, Brian Beeman around! Oh, Brian Beeman just looped it right in front of Corey. Oh, this guy cannot catch a break tonight. That is unbelievable.
Man.
You said Jimmy and D-Mac still too wide, still swapping fenders. Jimmy back to the advantage.
Yeah.
Golly.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be difficult to see anything other than these two cars right now.
Yeah. We don't really have a whole lot else going on the track. I think, unfortunately, our battle between Corey and Brian has solved itself. Not in a way that anybody really wanted it to go down, but it is the case. We've got these guys. Look at this, a mirror play. Just back and forth, double moves, a little fender tap. Jimmy tapping D-Mac's left front fender to create a little extra space. These boys are going at it right now. This is for the podium, guys. This is for P3. D-Mac to the inside with the draft. They are side by side down the front stretch. Gonna be coming in turn 1. D-Mac's got the advantage on the inside, and he's going to have it. Jimmy Hayden's going to have to concede. Will he fire back, though? And the more
I don't know, but that's P3, so
Daniel.
your boy Holy Egg needs to go on and send 3 cases to us now.
Get some, sis. Sean texted me and said, don't watch this. Oh, no. That's unfortunate.
No, I'm
Tammy
watching yours.
McConnell, D-Mac, just be ready. Uh-oh. That's the
I don't
same
like it.
last name there. I'm suspicious, Will. What do you think?
Well, I know Jimmy and D-Mac are going back and forth on the mic talking about, man, now it's my turn to watch my mirrors.
Yep. Yeah, and the more these guys fight, I'm telling you guys, Corey and Tiago sitting right at the wings. We haven't talked about Tiago in quite some time after some early race incidents, but he finds himself in 6th right behind Corey Abbott. And he's got a rocket ship
Anyone
ready to
near
go.
the off-track limit yet?
Oh.
14, baby.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Makana coming over the radio
I
saying,
see you like to live life dangerously.
uh-oh. Yeah, and that's something these drivers are going to have to work on tonight as well. Incident points becoming a factor if Daniel McConnell
Almost got
is
15 when I said that. I'm gonna be quiet now.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
15 is the
Jimmy.
mandatory drive through pit road. That's a
I
black
almost did
flag.
the same.
Oh my gosh. I think it's 15, yeah? Am I not crazy?
You guys can put all the penalties you want. I only got one, so
Hibbs only has
I'm good.
one. I am not surprised at all. I'm surprised Hibbs has one. What are you
Yep.
doing, Hibbs? Take another lap.
15,
Jesus.
15x in every 5.
Mhm. So that's Jimmy to pit road. And Morgan might even have to take one too. I'm not sure if he was joking or not. Do we have an incident count?
Let's see. Ah, it's not tracking. Why is it not tracking? I'll have to look at the
Let's see here.
iRacing.
So Jimmy, it still says Jimmy's at 14. Numbers here. Tiago's at 10. Max at 9. That doesn't right. I think they might be playing radio games.
It might be.
Morgan's at 8. It could be interesting, but Mac is pulling away now from Jimmy Hayden. I think that fight has actually sorted itself. Stressing me out, Get Some says. Hey man, going into the pits because you have too many incident points is not a crash. Okay? So you said it was it a spin or was it a top 8 before he needed to wash dishes?
No, it was a wreck. D-Mac wrecks, then Get Some washes dishes.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, buddy. I think he's fine. Knocking on wood again. It's not Sean. Could be Sean. I'm bad at this, aren't I?
The other white Lambo.
Yeah, Sean is out of the race, unfortunately. He has packed it up.
Yeah.
Navigating traffic here. Daniel McConnell will have to. Now Jimmy Hayden is going to have to try his hand at getting around this 2x2 battle between Austin Lauder and Joe Lee. Be careful tiptoeing here. I think Austin should probably concede position here. Thinking, yep, and he's going to let Jimmy just straight on by. But Jimmy better not be cruising because I better double take on the Porsche that's behind you. You thought it was Austin. If you look again, it's not. That is Corey Abbott all over the back of Jimmy. Oh, as we wind down, well, we've got 3.5 minutes left. I'm about to explode. Tiago right in form. Tiago
I was just about to
shadow.
say,
oh my
Tiago
God.
is right there too. So
I don't know if Jimmy's heart can take this either, man. He's had such a good battle with D-Mac all race, and now he's got to go on the defensive.
On the spot?
Yeah. One left.
Thank you.
Like, Joe's going to let them by.
Get Some's going to have to wash the dishes anyway.
Uh-oh. Oh! Tiago getting a little squeeze there at the end of that. I think he was thinking that Joe was going to let him by Joe. I'm not sure if Joe had an idea. Has to wash dishes anyway. That's hilarious. At least he'll have his trophy in his hands while he's doing it. Yeah. Maybe, buddy. Maybe. Ah, God, this is going to develop into something here, too. So Corey, Tiago about 6/10 off of each other, and yeah, Jimmy about 4/10, maybe 5/10. ahead of Corey here. So these guys are all on top of each other right now. Morgan has an 11-second lead over Richard, who has a 14-second lead over D-Mac. So the top three are pretty spread out. This is your battle, ladies and gentlemen, for 4th place.
Wait, this just in. Morgan has an EOL? What? Okay, so he's got to pull off to the side of the road and let literally everyone pass him twice? Wow.
Is that how that works?
I don't even know
Listen,
if that's a thing,
I'm just
but
saying, guys,
my vast
it
knowledge
is
and
our
experience.
fault for keeping him up here because at the very beginning of the season, he said, and I quote, "I take bribes." So I actually took some code of conduct training today at work, and they were talking about bribery and things that you can or cannot accept. So,
Right.
interesting math stuffs here. But hey, we got a minute
Spoiler
and a half.
alert, I accept all. Just saying.
Closing speed Thiago has in that corner.
Oh, he
Corey,
almost lost it.
Yeah, Thiago's all over the place in that Lambo, man. He is flying,
Mhm.
trying like heck to get it going. I'm watching Corey because I'm trying to keep an eye on both front and back. Jimmy in front, Thiago to the rear here. D-Mac has a Leighton all over him. He got a Leighton as a lap car up there.
Oh, Corey
Oh,
just
Corey.
lost it.
Oh, that's not what Corey wanted to do. Oh,
White
kicking him.
flag.
Yep, Morgan
himself
calling the
again.
white flag.
Yeah, he's crossing with less than a minute left. I think he's in the right there for sure. But now the question is that enough time for Thiago to get to Jimmy's bumper? Does Jimmy get moved out of the way in the final corner of the race again? Oh my gosh. I think this has to be the race where I've seen Jimmy Hayden use his mirror more than he's ever used it before. This guy has been under attack by somebody the entire race. This is wild. And it's going to finish that way. See, Thiago is going to be trying to get some pressure on him here. Not
nice
quite.
exit. Oh.
Not quite. Not quite, but I mean, guys, he's here. That's how close it is. Thiago looking to the inside. Is he going to take it? No.
Oh, Thiago
just-
let it. Oh,
Well, he's
no, he
letting
wants
Jimmy.
the exit.
He
Yeah.
does. All over the back
Oh.
of Jimmy Hayden's car. This is the battle for third. Fourth, I'm sorry. Fourth, not third.
Yeah.
Jimmy taking a
Okay.
defensive line. Thiago taking it to the outside. Almost gets to the front tire. He does. If Jimmy Hayden, he's going to lose it off into the grass there a little bit, though. Jimmy kind of give him a lot of space. I'm not sure if Thiago got too much sand or whatnot, but that hurt Thiago's chances big time. Now there's a pretty sizable gap. Check back in on Morgan as he crosses the finish line. Morgan, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner and your series champion, Richard Hibbs.
Oh, Thiago lost it.
The final corner. Oh,
Ah.
getting second
Good run,
place.
Morgan.
Oh, Daniel McConnell
Thank you. Thank you very much.
wrapping it up for P3. Jimmy Hayden pulling it into the pits. Did he hit his incident limit? Wonder. Corey Abbott ends up stealing fourth from Jimmy as he's entering the pits. Jimmy
Yeah.
back to P5. Thiago crossing now in P6. Stephen Kelly P7. Ryan Phillips bring it home in P8. Brian Beeman in P9. Andrew Storzum is going to round out your top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Dowden and Raphael are our two front runners actually coming to finish 11th and 12th here, it looks like. Funny how that all works out in the end, eh?
Right. Your top gains this time was D-Mac with 15 spots and Stephen Kelly at P7 with 10 spots.
Very good job by everybody, and I think that is a race. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a fun one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I told you, D-Mac, absolutely. Oh, I think that was one of D-Mac's best races all season. That was simply brilliant. And he will be talking about that battle between him and Jimmy for weeks. That was astounding. Adam Novotny,
So-
thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Just make sure you let Holy Egg know where to send those beers.
Morgan burning it down for us on the front stretch here as he hops into scenic mode, and we will as well. Let's pull my results screen up that has been blank all season and continues to be. But I can tell you what it is. Morgan Taggy on top once again in a dominating performance this season. He will take series championship and the win in the final race of the season here at Red Bull Ring with Richard Hibbs, P2, Daniel McConnell in P3, Corey Abbott on at P4, and Jimmy Hayden brings it home in 5th position. Well, that was a wild one, buddy.
Yeah, very exciting. Maybe you want to tell the drivers to come give us a holler up here in chat.
Yeah, let's do that. A great race, everybody. A lot of fun this season. Morgan, congratulations. We'll get the points here officially sorted out. We'll switching cars and some penalties to apply for that specifically. We make it official. But thanks all. That was, like I said, super fun. Will and I are up here in the booth. If anybody wants to come chat about their race, you guys are more than welcome to. Just let us know if you want to come up and we'll pull you. Thanks all.
Hell of a race, y'all. Hell of a league. Good driving.
Yeah, that was a great race. Excellent. Excellent fun.
That, ladies and gentlemen, from somebody that is on the administrative side of this, that's the best sounding thing right there. People having fun is everything, so that's
Since
awesome.
it was the last race, I'm not going to have the marshals and stewards look at Morgan's car.
Oh,
Oh, D-Mac. We're not going to tell everybody that D-Mac let us give him the ability to choose a drop week for another car. We won't announce that out on live radio. So,
my goodness.
D-Mac.
Absolutely craziness. Get some, you make me blush. You really do. And it's Will. He's the
John, I did
commentator.
a
I'm just here, right?
cool front flip on the cool down. You may want to watch it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. What did you do, Tiago?
He said it specifically. He said, I did a cool front flip. You need
I
to
did a
check it
cool
out.
little front flip
Yeah.
on the cool down lap.
Oh. Yeah, you
Check
bring
it
that
out.
up. I'm going to go grab some folks. So you
Yeah,
bring
please
Oh,
do.
Chris is in the I'm about to dog Chris out. I'll be back.
Okay, uh-oh. Pull this up here. So this. Oh gosh. All right. Yep. Let's watch it. This is Tiago's turn 1 fireworks. Will they be better than Corey Abbott's? Let's see. Full speed into T1. No brakes. No lift. Oh wow.
Tiago, are you alive after that?
Yeah, that was some style points. There's a tire barrier. He's totally fine. Tiago, that's like a 16 out of 10, dude. That was awesome. Super cool.
I'm happy to have raced with them.
In the wise words of Shogun, this is Rocket League!
Wild stuff. I think Will is pulling you guys up here now, so don't be shy.
Oh, I'll hop in.
Oh yeah, look at all my massing fan base down here. I got a Chris Dowden. I got a Morgan T. I got a Richard Hibbs.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey. What's am I getting? I do get a Chris Schuessler. There's a Chris Schuessler.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, let's D-Mac's coming. Well, I think D-Mac is coming. He said he's trying to get in.
Okay, well, we'll penalize him 250 points
For being late to the end of race briefing.
for not making sure that Get Some and Holy Egg know the address to send those beers. That's a huge mistake.
Oh my
but
gosh.
No, do we want to? I just brought everybody that I saw up there, talk to them.
Yeah, I've asked. I mean, we'll just keep an eye on the chats, I guess, and see
Yeah,
if anybody else joins. I know D-Mac said he wants to come, so.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for him. But you can go ahead and get started with Chris Dowden.
Hey guys.
Hey, Chris. That was almost a hey you guys, but it was much less excited about it.
Yeah, no, that's a fun race. I was just telling Morgan that was a spicy first lap. I had a good time with him, and then kind of all fell apart after that. But yeah, fun race, and thanks for putting this season together. It was really good time, good group of people. it's nice to every time I show up for an official GT3 race, I seem to get annihilated in turn 1. So it's nice to race with people where that doesn't happen.
Hey, we get to turn 2 or turn 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, great job this season, Chris. As always, we've been working together, racing together for quite some time. So I was really happy to see that you have some time when you could to come join us season. I'm not quite sure where you're going to end up with all the points and everything. I'm going to try to sort that out after the race, but just glad you came and had a lot of fun, man. I really appreciate you being around. So good stuff, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Chris, I hate seeing that happen to you every week. You start out, at the top, and then something happens, and you know, we had an exciting sprint or heat or whatever you call that one. I don't know what that's called. The 15-minute run. Something always goes down there, and then the beginning of the actual feature, we had some early on incidents too. But love seeing you guys out there racing. Chris, you're always right up front, and then something happens, and it's disheartening to watch. But I mean, just watching you guys out there, I love watching you. I mean, you're one of those guys that's always there, always taking the brunt of just whatever's going down. But appreciate you being out there tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see, we got Rich Hibbs is in here. Wanted to talk to Rich because it's important to know how to wreck but not wreck, right? So Rich, you ended up P2. So, tell us what were you thinking all night long?
Not to get in any incidents. I had to have a really clean run to keep any chance of getting P2 in the championship here with Jimmy. So just trying to stay ahead of him and try to have a clean run and not get off tracks, which I was doing a pretty good job of it in the feature there. So that was a good feeling. With a couple laps to go, I realized I only had one X at that point, so I had plenty to burn.
Yeah, we heard the banter back and forth. That was super funny. I feel like people were forging numbers, though. I heard Jimmy say that's when he got 15, and Morgan said he was close. And I was looking at the numbers, and I don't know if SDK killed all my stuff or what, but I was like, man, I don't think that lines up. But you definitely did only have one. I feel like I'm what's the heck? Will help me out here. Captain America
5.
and the guy that's running around the water with him, like on your left, right?
Oh yeah,
I feel like the end of
Falcon.
that
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
where he's like, you only got a 1x. What's wrong with you? Take another lap. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Right.
Oh man, no, it was
Yep.
beautiful, Rich. You always have just the most consistent drive, man. You've got to be an absolute blast to run endurance races with, dude. And so happy that you could make it out this season. Hope you had a lot of fun, and looking forward to what we can get into going forward, man.
Sounds great.
We had, and just to round out the endurance crew, Morgan, you took P1, but we had in the chat talking to us, your partner in crime down there in Cancun living it up. So Rich Hibbs, Morgan Teggy, and Brandon Dooley in Cancun was talking about he was watching the race and stuff. And Morgan, you and the other white Lambo were going at it in the practice, in the heat, whatever. You were going back and forth. Consistently all season, you've had the best times in practice and the sprint race or whatever, feature, whatever. And today was the only day I saw you not have the fastest time overall amongst all three. And again, I might be projecting or whatever, but then, turns out you come out and you P1 it, you're on an island all by yourself, just doing the thing. I mean, what get some, I think, or Adam, one of them was talking about getting you a new rig or something. I was like, yeah, does this guy need a rig? Because dang.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's it was a blast out there, and hey, I always looking for new hardware. Don't get me wrong. I know Six Sigma's got some cool stuff out there. But yeah, it was a blast, and when the car looks as good as this one does, have to throw down because Todd Schwartz rather, who's raced with you guys a couple of times, just made an awesome car, and this was an awesome crew to run with. So I knew if I had the opportunity to get by some folks that were between Sean and I could stay consistent, that I had a chance to take this one, and that's how it played out. So super grateful you guys threw this on. This series was a blast.
Right on, Morgan. Well, it was a blast to have you, man, and I super look forward to it. I know I'm doing terrible with questions tonight, Will, because I'm just kind of like, uh, just it's coming to an end, and I'm just like, it's so cool, but it really is. I mean, it's been a great season. Morgan, like you said, the highs and lows, and there were certain nights I think where you ran into some luck that things just didn't go your way. I know I missed last week, but I remember Lime Rock kind of being a real test of your patience, I think, there towards the end, and then everything all worked out and all that. But super cool guy. You meet really cool people online in a sim racing space like this, and you're just another one of those guys that I'm super glad you're here. And I don't know what the future leagues hold or what you'll be able to make going forward and everything, but just knowing that you're here and there's a chance that you'll make races in the future, I think we're all better for it, man. So thank you for being here, and congratulations tonight for the win, the championship, all that good stuff. That 88 machine was flying.
Hey, thank you very much.
And you know what? I think we've got D-Max in here now, and we've been talking about him and his Texas crew all night long. Obviously, Morgan and Sean were a big deal. I can say his name now. The race is over. It's whatever. But
He
I
crashes
haven't
this
been
next race,
saying.
he'll be pissed.
Yeah, I haven't said his name all night long. He's been the other white Lambo all night. But obviously Morgan and Sean were doing the main battle for P1. We had Jimmy and D-Mac. It was really the secondary battle. I mean, Hibbs was back there doing Hibbs things, and it happened the way it happened. But D-Mac, we've been talking about you all night with Get Some, Adam Novotny, Holy Egg. A lot of people in chat been talking about you Texas Speed Race guys. And we noticed tonight, and I guess last week too, it was really just you, D-Mac. Your other boys didn't show up. They had other commitments or whatever. But we did want to say that I think we institute a new rule for next season. If you have 5 members of the Texas Speed crew, you have to buy each of us commentators a case of beer for every race that you got 5 of you in. So I think that's a new rule we just implemented tonight.
Well, it depends on the beer.
To be honest, I'm not that picky. And we won't the better the brand of beer, then the more other drivers drop weeks you get to pick.
Ooh, I like
Right?
this.
Right?
I like. All right, you just tell me where to keep this
Oh
pallet.
my gosh, giving him way too much power.
Right on, right on. No, D-Mac, really awesome race. Loved watching you and Jimmy fight. I think, I wonder if we can get Jimmy in here tonight because he was just under attack all night long. It was you, it was Corey, it was Tiago, it was a lot of people were just battling out, but really excellent showing from the Texas Sim guys. And I mean you, D-Mac.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. It's been such a blast. I was running against Jimmy tonight, and I thought back to the first race, and where we were fighting, and from that first race, I was like, this is going to be a fun league, and you guys did not disappoint.
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing race, and we're up there, and I'm jumping up and down, you and Jimmy back and forth. I even called it too because I was talking about that all the way back to week 1 when we were talking about you know the awesome stuff that you guys did back at Road Atlanta, and then all of the races that we had this season leading up to, modifications to Jimmy's car. Add a little bit of weight here, a little bit less downforce there, all that stuff. And we finally got to the balancing point at the end of the season, and you guys got to duke it out. And what a race it was! Super fun to watch. It's actually you and Jimmy were fighting, and then it was Corey and
Brian was there.
Brian,
Yep,
yes,
Brian
thanks,
was
Tiago.
there,
Yeah,
yep.
Brian was there, and then Brian ended up looping it, and I was like, oh man, I didn't. I mean, I was literally panicking. I didn't know where to look. It was nuts. So, but awesome stuff. I'm glad that you were able to make it out, putting
Yeah.
all of Texas speed on your shoulders this
Yeah,
race, and
it's hard, but it's not all me. It's excellent support system, excellent community, and we all like to chill and have a good time. And so what if you got drivers like Jimmy and Morgan that have to cheat to win?
oh my
We're
Listen, man.
oh, this
Great,
might
I love it.
be. Yeah, okay. Well, that happened. Anyways,
Yeah.
but thanks, D-Mac. Looking forward to getting into more shenanigans with you because that's the only word I could describe doing anything with you. So that's
you can guarantee we'll be back next season.
awesome, man. Love to hear it. And great job tonight. Great job, Wheelman. We'll see where the points line up, but I believe
Where do you think I finished?
I don't know.
If you take out, it's really nice.
Right on. Well, we'll see. I'm not sure. I think it was you and Jimmy were duking it out for third. I know Jimmy was in second. Hibbs and you were duking it out for third. We'll have to take a look. I'm not sure. But,
Yeah. Well, if I can at least get a gold star for consistency.
They are updated.
yeah.
Then I'm disappointed.
Uh-oh.
But I'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
Well-
Ben, it's updated on Ledge.
Oh, is it? Well, I gotta
Yes, it
double
is.
check car penalties, but I don't think
No,
anybody
you
in the top
don't.
3 had penalties.
He
so.
said no.
All right, Tiago, listen. Everybody wants to see Sean take a 100-point hit for not finishing the race again. Listen, it's fine. No, I was kidding. Now I'm throwing shade. That's not good. We'll pick our next victim before I get thrown off the air.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking through the chat, and Morgan's in the chat talking about, just thinking that 6S120 rig might be a great discount for the winner, right? For the series winner.
Mad Catz.
Obviously, yeah, obviously he's the series winner, so yeah, that's what he's going to talk about. But anyway, I think our next contestant on The Price is Right is definitely going to be Jimmy Hayden, because we just talked to D-Mac, and besides Morgan and Sean, with some Rich Hibbs action up there up front, it's been the D-Mac and Jimmy Hayden show tonight because they've been going back and forth. Doing the thing, and I'm not leaving out Corey and Tiago and Brian Beeman because they were all right there too in the mix. But I mean, consistently and ultimately, D-Mac came out. But Jimmy, tell me, brother, what happened?
Man, I don't even know where to start. So I thought I had run here before, and like skippies and F4s and stuff, but apparently I didn't because I had to buy the track at like 7:05 tonight, and I watched a YouTube video on how to get around, and was about 3/4 of a second off the pace on average, probably a little bit more.
Was
than
it
that.
Morgan's YouTube video?
If he does have track guides, I will be checking them out in the future. But
Shameless plug, Morgan. Do the thing. Sorry, what? Go ahead.
I don't even know where to begin. I do know where to begin, and it's with my buddy, Sean Ryan.
I had no idea it was going that direction.
I knew it. I was
I am
waiting
so
for it.
surprised.
So that's 10 of the 15 points I lost second by.
Oh.
And then the other rest of the points I lost was I had 14 X's, and me and Tiago racing side by side. Tiago, we're racing hard, and no, I'm not gonna, put any blame on whatever. But I get a 0x from Tiago, and I, getting into each other's doors. And then Tiago just clips the stand, exiting the corner, creating turning that 0x into a 1x for both of us, which gave me 15 X's.
And that's
the
why
penalty.
you ended in the pit.
And so I pull into the pit, and apparently I must have just crossed the line or whatever it was, and it gave me unsafe pit entry. So I went from where I was 4th, and then I would have been 5th, where I crossed the line, and then it put me back to 12th, which was more than the rest of the 15 points, the 5 points. So yeah, it all fell apart there, but it's okay. I mean, I can't complain about third, but I was hoping to be, best of the rest after Morgan, but it just didn't work out that way.
So Jimmy, that sprint race, right?
Yeah,
At the
tell me
very
about
end of that, tell me what was going through your mind at that moment. I mean, had you already cracked a beer open saying, "Yep, I got this on lock," or?
Oh no, I knew exactly what was coming.
I mean, it was Sean, so yeah, you knew it was
Yeah, I was like, ah, Sean's behind me. If he's within like 4/10 of me in the last corner, I'm not gonna finish him first. Like I'm just gonna finish last or something. And sure enough, not surprised
Were you
there.
in a chat with him when you guys were racing or no?
Yeah, but he was muted, deafened, and then I had a few
Mm.
colorful words for him, but he didn't
I'm
hear.
sure.
And then once he came back over the mic, he got to hear all of them.
He's not here. What was his reaction? That's what I'm curious about.
Oh, you know, Sean.
I do.
It's just like, oh well, you know,
Right, get some.
I got a little, you missed the apex, and I just got on the gas, and then I hit the brakes, but I guess his brake lights didn't work because it didn't turn on. And when I was watching the replay, so I guess his brake lights went out that race, if that's the case. But you know, I've been racing with Sean a long time. I can't knock him too much, but to lose the, you know, I mean, granted, it was only 10 of the 15 points I lost second by, but you know, every little bit counts, and that was kind of frustrating since he was, you know, albeit fast, he's, you know, 13th in points, so you gotta be a bit more careful.
Yeah,
with a car change for this event too.
Yeah, I mean, he was just trying to win. He wasn't trying to finish anywhere in points. Like you guys have seen his season, you know.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Unfortunately.
It was just, you know, not the best pair of events tonight. So.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy. Well, hey, all that aside, you've got another title that you're going for tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Most beers drank? Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put on a tank tomorrow. Sorry, Corey.
You say I'm gonna butt in real quick. You say going for? He's already got it. He already locked in.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
He already locked
I mean,
it
there's
up.
only like 15 points between us, but with drops and
No,
stuff, I don't know.
I've already done the math. If I get max points, you get whatever your drop is makes it so I lose out by 4 points, and then I don't think Robert Kahn can catch me with max points either, and he loses out by 4 points.
So real close, tight, but
well, we still win something.
Yeah.
I haven't won a race in like the last like month in this league. I've been like second. I finished second 4 times
You
in a
won
row.
Martinsville.
Yeah, it was like a month ago. I finished.
No, it wasn't. That was
It feels like a month ago. I finished second
races
4
ago.
Six Sigma races in a row. That sucks.
You know, I'm just saying.
That's worse than finishing.
Had you worked
like,
with me
12th.
a day ago, one of us could have won. I'm
Yeah,
just
and guess
saying.
what happened? I locked up the championship. So I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
I mean,
Says,
it's not wrong.
I'm gonna push you till the end.
Yeah, and then we got on the wall, and I was just taking everything I got. Now I'm gonna carry a 6-pack when we get to Watkins Glen.
SMH.
Yeah.
So Corey,
Wednesdays are
you know,
wild.
that's a perfect lead-in, Corey, because you're up 8 spots to P4 tonight, right? You had a great showing in the beginning, and we talked about you, and I guess I'm gonna have to stop calling you out as well because you and Sean both. I keep calling you out and be like, yeah, keep your eye on Corey because he's making moves, and you did. You made it back to P4, but you had a rough in between there. So what was going on with you on that? I mean, you started in, I can't remember where you started, plus a 12th. So you made it all the way up to P4. But I mean, in that first few turns, you were up in like, I mean, we were watching you, D-Mac, a few others were just moving through the field. And then something happened. What happened with you there, Corey?
I hit a wall. That wall is called people that are faster than me. That's it. I mean, McConnell ran me down from like 5 seconds. I was pushing for everything she had. I didn't have it. And he got to me, and within like, I think it was like 2 laps, he was by me. He was gone. And then Beeman had his little spin. He ran me down. I tried to hold him off, and I think it was like 2 or 3 laps, and he got by me, and he was gone. The corners, man. You can gain or lose so much time in the corners, and I compared to like I'd say the top 6 or 7 guys, I was probably 8th fastest in all reality of it. Like
Wow, and you made it to P4, so not too shabby, I think.
There were some extra steps in there with things.
Always extra steps, buddy. Always
Right,
extra
right.
steps. Well, Corey, it was
Yeah,
another
it beat my
fantastic
way into
season.
that one.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, I know you won't say it, but another fantastic season. Not probably as competitive as you wanted to be here, but still
Not at all.
finishing consistently, doing what you do, and you're over there fighting or almost fighting for the championship on the oval side too, buddy. So, I mean, take what you can get, but we all know you can wheel, buddy. So I just thought it was another fantastic night where you kind of rose above the chaos to finish fourth. So, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to say congratulations anyways. Heck of a season, and looking forward to seeing what you can get into next season, bud.
Hey, I'm just glad that I didn't spin it in the feature for once.
That is a big plus.
Mm.
Right on. We had another top mover, Tiago, up 7 spots to 6. Was talking about Sean all night as the other white Lambo because Tiago has the white Lambo. So Tiago, you had a great run through the pack tonight. I think there was an early spin pretty early on in the feature, but you caught back up. What was going on with you? You were battling just about everybody. I mean, you battled Brian, you battled Jimmy, you battled Corey. I mean, I think you were battling everybody.
Yeah, so I think I'm coming after D-Mac's consistency title here because that's the second week in a row that I've had to make up for a mistake in the heat race. Unfortunately, got caught out by just slower apex speed than I expected in the heat off a really tight corner. Just didn't have a chance to react. I apologize if I took anyone out. But yeah, just had to make up for those positions, and I knew I had the speed, but Red Bull Ring's just a tricky track to overtake at, especially with the Lambo and its lack of any straight line speed. So I had to try to get creative, and was hoping for a little more, but kind of got caught in traffic, and then some of my own mistakes didn't really help. But yeah, good result overall, I think.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'm telling everybody all season because last season you were super close there. You just didn't quite have enough races run to make a full blown run for the championship. And this season, I mean, just super consistent, and you were always a threat to make something happen towards the end of the races. And it's an absolute pleasure having you, Tiago. It was really cool to see you drive through the field again tonight. I'm sure you don't always love to do it, but God, it's fun to watch. No matter what the scenario is to set it up, it is so fun to watch you guys do that stuff. So hats off to you for that. A couple great saves tonight. Great recovery. Even the spin that had happened there in the heat that you were talking about with the apex speed or whatever. We highlighted your quick thinking to kind of get out of the way of the traffic there. And again, these are the kind of things that if we're not promoting you doing that is a great thing, and we're not doing our job here as broadcasters to tell people that are watching that is the standard of racing is sportsmanship and
And the white Lambo.
helping people
Yeah.
out. The white Lambo helps too. I love the
Sponsored by
design.
Kraken Rum. Not that I'm having any during the race, but Kraken is delicious. No, I appreciate it, Ben, and I thank you guys for putting on such a great league. This is what I look forward to the most on Tuesdays, and it's great just to have this group of guys to run with. Everyone's fantastic. Lots of respect shown on the track, and congrats to Morgan. Your consistency all season is actually kind of incredible. So well done on that. But yeah, thanks Ben. Thanks Elk.
Right on. Love
Also,
hearing
no
that, man.
no Long Beach, please. No Long Beach next season.
Well, we won't repeat 2 seasons, but 2 seasons from now, I can't promise it. No, I'm just kidding. we'll talk.
Right.
I feel like if that shows up again, I'm gonna have pitchforks and torches outside my back door at the middle of the night. So I might be inclined not to set it, but if it does get set, I'll just say it wasn't my fault. So.
Classic.
Yeah, definitely Tiago's fault.
Classic. Yeah. Classic. I love it. Stinking admin setting shit.
Mod check.
Mod check. Love it.
So we had at the very beginning of the stream, we were going through and we had some technical difficulties, but as we were going through looking at the lineup and who's there and who's not there, I noticed there was a prominent name that was just conveniently missing off of the lineup tonight, and mentioned it early on. I think we talked about it a couple more times throughout too, but going through, looking, watching everybody practicing, it was like, yeah, talking about the racers and kind of what they've been doing. There's no Chris Schuessler tonight. I was like, hey, we're missing a guy. It starts with Chris and ends with Schuessler, and was like, what's going on with that? Do you know anything about it? He was like, no, I haven't heard anything. Chris, what's up, man?
Hello, guys. I just wanted to say hi. I felt like I was part of the race. I was watching, or I was riding shotgun with Austin Lauder, so I was kind of with you guys, but not with you guys. I had 2 tires delivered to my house. I got put on my car, so I just couldn't make the race in time. So I was disappointed not to participate, but just wanted to congratulate the drivers tonight. Congratulate everyone this season. It was a great season. I had a ton of fun. It's a great league, very competitive, really good league, tons of respect, and so just happy to be a part of it. So that's all. I don't really, have a lot to say. Everyone has just been real great. I enjoy doing the oval races as well. And just hope someday to be, competing for podium positions. Still got a ways to go, but I promise you, having just as much fun, as everyone, everyone ahead of me. So, that's all. Just wanted to, share some positive vibes and just thank everyone.
Well, I know Will strategically pulled you. The second he saw your name, he's like, "Oh, I'm getting that Chris up here," because he always loves listening to you chatting here with us, buddy. And we appreciate the mindset. You talked about getting to a podium at some point. I can have Morgan, I can have Tiago, any of these guys up here that are on podiums all the time. They can tell you your attitude will get you there. That's just how that works. I mean, it's what's going to do it. I have no doubts that before long you will be up there trading paint with these guys for the front, and super glad that you're enjoying it. You make it a lot more fun for a lot of other people too, so that's always really good. Super excited to have you over on the oval side. Are you going to make the oval race tomorrow night, you think?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
That's the best news I've heard all day, buddy. That's awesome.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah,
Super
it's a
happy
great
to hear
group.
that. So
It's a great group to have all these drivers be so competitive, so good, and so respectful. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more, to learn from, to grow from. So yeah, it's a good place to be. So it's a really nice league. Um, Ben, Will, you guys do a great job. I know it's a ton of work for you, Ben, trying to, doing the oval races and handle all that stuff, the penalties, and I know it's a lot of work, but we definitely appreciate it, and yeah, it's good to be here.
what we do, buddy. Oval stuff's fun too. I have so much more in tune with what's going on when everybody's just turning left. This right-handed stuff, I just way over my head. But super fun to watch either way. But no, absolutely, buddy, and I appreciate you being here and setting the happy vibes, man.
Yeah,
Really
for sure. I
important.
appreciate you guys.
That
Thank you.
community takes everybody, so absolutely. All right, well, you've been saving one, right? Or
What?
no, actually, no, never
No,
mind. Sorry.
no, that's it. That's everybody.
Yeah, that is everybody. I'm here. I was thinking we didn't interview Morgan yet, and I was like, no, wait, we did that way earlier.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
we
fried.
got.
I'm not fried. No, it's.
I think
yeah.
Morgan's waiting to hear about his new rig that Adam Novotny is going to have delivered to him.
There it is. See you in chat, Adam. You can't get away. No, I was kidding.
right.
Oh man, no, that's good stuff. We'll get the points sorted here either tonight or sometime tomorrow, hopefully, to just double check. I don't think you'll see any changes in the top 3. I sure as heck don't think there's any on-track penalties for anything that's happened. I just really just have to go through the last couple races and just double check to make sure that nobody's done any car switching, because that's the only thing that points don't do automatically for me. Ledge.gg late, and I can't thank you enough for setting that up. That is such a nifty point site. That is so much less work than SimRacer Hub was in terms of just pulling data directly from iRacing with a reset button. It doesn't need a file or anything. I can't stress that enough. That's an awesome tool. So thanks Sim for that, and everybody else. We'll be chatting probably with Mr. Shad Lancaster sooner than later, because he's going to have some hardware to hand out here pretty soon to our champion drivers here, both tonight and tomorrow night. So looking forward to getting those discussions started. But Will, this is the end of a fantastic season. You had racing that was just out of this world for so many positions simultaneously. I honestly understand how professional outfits in real life can sit in front of 50 cameras and still not have enough. It's just what it felt like tonight, man. Just wild. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, great racing. It was exciting to watch. Loved having the commentary. My vast knowledge and experience in this sport is, incredible for everyone else's, experience.
Your
No, but
sarcasm's great too.
yeah, right. I just want to send a shout out to Chad and Landon C, for the trophies and stuff and the other things that he does. Chris Needham with Needham Designs for doing the paint schemes and stuff. I want to give plugs out to Morgan and his YouTube stuff. He's got a lot of videos and stuff out there. Plus, you get to see the races from his perspective. Jimmy's live picks. He does live pictures and stuff at actual race events and stuff like that. A lot of these guys, they do YouTube and Instagram and whatever all these other socials that these guys are doing, but they're all over the place. And we've got a self promo spot you can go check them out on.
Yeah, so
Just want to just shout them out.
yeah, absolutely. And like Will was saying, all that stuff and more you guys can find right in the Discord. So if you're looking for any of this stuff that was mentioned, or maybe you want to see this race from Morgan's perspective, like you said, or anybody else that happens to be streaming it, or go see what Jimmy did. Jimmy was at Lime Rock a few weeks ago for Reels, taking some pictures and everything. He's got an awesome Instagram page there and some really cool shots. So we love racing over here, guys. Motorsports is what we do. So from any stage, whether it be sim racing, racing out of a folding chair, to real cars going around real tracks, and everything in between. Come check us out. Come hang out. We have a lot of fun every day. Somebody's always posting something interesting to chat about, and it's just a great time. So check us out. Links right in the Discord down there, right in the description. And yeah, I think that's all I gotta say about that. Will, good man.
And
Right on, man.
I heard Carrie had a nice Cayman for us to take a ride in.
Yeah, absolutely. You just gotta go ask him. Yeah, he's got his what is it, 996? I forget. Porsches have numbers.
Yeah,
I
it's a
love them.
996. I'll run them with the Miata. I'll
There
show
you
them
go.
how it's done.
Right on. Well, I don't fit in probably either of those. I know I don't fit in the Porsche, so tried to get in Stanley's and about broke in half trying to get my head underneath that door wedge. Jesus.
I
I am
mean,
not.
Misconception with
that's a
Miatas
big
is
move.
that there's actually infinite room because there's no roof. So just
That would help. That would definitely help. It's also probably the first thing to hit when we flip a corner trying to keep up with a Porsche.
I got a roll
so.
bar. I got a roll bar. It's okay.
Oh, that's just
Just
makes
duck.
it so much better.
Duck.
Love it. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. We've got one race left for the season. You'll catch that over on PTN Racing TV tomorrow night when the Oval guys tackle Homestead. You'll see Jimmy, Corey, and a few other guys that may or may not be here. Some guys, exclusive Oval drivers over there. Come give them a shout. Come hang out. Chat, you guys have been amazing. Everybody that comes to hang out with us, you make it so much more fun. So thanks all for that. But until next time, next season, next random event that we jump into for fun, whether it be here in the Discord, on this channel, or where else, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks all.